You know what I love?
Sports.
Love sports.
Sports. When
It comes to Texas A&M.
Where are you getting this information?
Let me tell you.
Welcome to TexAgs.
It's here. It's time. There's always a buzz in the air when you hit this moment.
He is a guy that has gotten better and better and better. He's just got that dog in him.
We will develop men. We will graduate players, and we will win championships on the field.
I think of him as this hawk. Before long, he's going to be swooping in on those quarterbacks.
And they embody what the school is about. It's about getting into hard situations and getting ourselves out. It's about working hard. It's about doing amazing things.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. This is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
You know, if I'm betting on anybody, it's the Aggies.
Well, Wednesday, May the 6th, 2026. Buchanan sporting the TexAgs hat, and it's a Guayavero Wednesday.
It is. Yeah, I've got the hat on because I don't want to have to put any of the whatever that paste I put in my hair is called, because I plan on going to the
salon.
Yeah, and getting a little bit of a haircut today.
Come on, man.
Maybe just to shape it up, you know.
Okay, that's what I did yesterday. I had a fro, and
fro.
It was froing up. Like it was boxy. It was looking like a chia pet, and I was like, I got to clean it up. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Had my annual margarita last night. Enjoyed
Were you
it.
Tipsy? Because everybody
yeah,
in the club's getting tipsy.
Pretty much.
Yeah?
Pretty much, yeah. If I'd have had another one, I'd probably have gotten arrested. It doesn't take more than two for me.
For you to be. Did you sleep well? How about that? Do margaritas help you sleep well?
I was asleep by 10:30, and I was awake at
3:37.
2:37.
Oh my God!
And fell back asleep sometime around 4:30 to 5.
Oh my gosh!
And I got up at 6.
You just lay in bed?
Yeah, trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. Let's talk a little A&M baseball.
Well, that's probably what kept me up, thinking about A&M baseball.
So, they were trailing for a little bit, talking to my brother on the phone. Like, I don't know how quick of a span it was, but my brother and I were talking. We got some parents that are agents, so we were just having a family discussion. And he's like, gosh, dog it, they just hit a home run, Prairie View.
Yeah,
okay?
Prairie View.
4-0. I think it was 90 seconds later.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, whatever it was, during that conversation, pow, A&M takes the lead.
5-4.
And it was, what was it?
Was it Bear?
Runs? Bear.
Yeah.
Bear, Gavin, Dewar, Jordan, all with dingers.
But I thought it was Bear that had the one that gave them the lead.
Let's see, 5 runs headlined by Dewar's 2-run double, and Bear's 2-run shot, the left center. Yes, You're correct. We'll take that all day.
Bear's on a tear.
Bear is on a tear. And Dewar is doing.
He did it.
Let's keep coming up with new ones. And Gavin?
It's Gavin.
Yeah.
He's just Gavin.
But look, what they've done in this midweek season, right? What was it? 11-2, is that right?
One loss.
Well, yeah, sorry. I was thinking the non-conference. Sorry, let me rephrase that. 1 loss in the midweek.
Oh.
And only 2 losses, I believe, in non-conference, right? Because you go back to the UCLA game. Right, that's the only other non-conference loss. What a freaking campaign!
So is UCLA still number 1 in the country?
I believe. Yeah, 11-1 in midweek games, 21-2 in non-conference play. That's a pretty darn good season, buddy.
They're a good baseball team, and they need to be a good baseball team the next 2 weekends.
Yeah. Hunter Bond. Coming out of the bullpen, he looked really good. And I don't know if you listened to the postgame at all. I was listening to his story. I had kind of forgotten that he grew up in the area, that he was injured, and he just came in and what did he do? Retired 10 Prairie View batters, 3 1/3, no hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, all day, every day.
Makes you think that they need to go to the pen early. Maybe he's the guy they need to bring in.
Yeah.
Or at least give him a shot, He can be part of that bullpen that's been thin, maybe starting to fatten up a little bit.
I'm going to give you a compliment, Obi.
Thank you.
That same convo I had with my brother during that amazing turn of events.
Yeah.
He goes, I really like listening to OB.
Oh, well, thank you.
He goes, he made a comment the other day. He goes, I'm not a baseball guy, but I forgot what the next line was.
Well, I'm not an expert.
But you get it. Like, you understand sports, right?
Yeah.
And you have a sense of when things should go a certain way. And he was just complimenting your thoughts on the baseball series against Auburn and just your tone when it came to baseball. He liked it a lot. I
appreciate that. You always say, I don't have amazing insight, but I have some average eyesight. And there were some things that were just, I think we all looked at and thought, gosh, I questioned that.
Yeah.
But that appreciate that. What's your brother's name?
Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
He's a pretty good one. Anyway, so now the attention turns to Oxford. Let's win this series.
Yeah.
Right? I say we win the series because I feel like I'm part of the team at the moment when I'm discussing the journey. Win the series. That'll put you at, 17 wins if you win the series? 17 SEC wins?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you are real close, buddy. You're real close.
Yeah.
If you win the next 2 series, I think you're a national seed.
I really believe you'll be hosting. You'll be in the top 8. That's what's really important.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe you'll be in the top 8 if you can win these next 2 series. Yeah.
Can you if you don't
neither
win
one
the
of them's
next
going to be
2?
easy.
Does 18 wins get you in? Maybe.
Maybe. But I don't think you ever want to leave anything up to committees to have
Not if you're A&M.
to have an off-ramp.
Yeah.
Because they'll sure take it when A&M's concerned.
I mean, let's talk Gavin for a moment, because we said it last year and people didn't want to hear it. And look, when I say we said it, like, I'm not trying to say I told you so. The facts are, when your best player misses time, it's hard to win games.
Well, remember, not only did you have him for 6 games at the beginning of the year, and that was it.
And then
Sorrell missed half the season. Yeah.
Josh Stewart early. I know you don't have Josh this year either, but the point being, he is a generational player that I think I told you yesterday on the show, we were robbed of his sophomore year. Mm-hmm. Maybe the success this year, you can attribute a lot of it to him watching, but he was so good his freshman year that, I feel we were robbed of it, which makes this year so much more special.
Yeah, I wonder how much NIL money it's going to take to have him forgo the draft and come back next season.
I think typically
he's probably a first-round pick, right?
Yeah.
That's what I keep hearing. Probably a high first-round pick. So how much money is it going to take Mr. Bucky? Mr. Applin, is that his name? The guy who owns Buc-ee's?
Oh, when you said Bucky, I was like,
no,
Bucky McMillan.
No, I mean, Bucky makes a lot of money, but he don't make that much money.
Right. He doesn't make Bucky's money.
Yeah.
He makes Bucky money, but not Bucky's money. There's a difference.
Or any other Aggie billionaire out there. There's so many. I wish I was one of them.
Yeah, I think typically what coaches will tell their players.
If I was, Gavin would be coming back.
I'm here not speaking for Coach Early, but what I think most people would be, if you're a top 10 pick, go make your money, buddy. Go to the big leagues.
And I'm saying, if you're a top 10 pick,
you'll be a top 10 pick a year later.
Make your money right here.
Just stay. Never graduate.
That's kind of the way it's going for some of these. Isn't there a football player that's playing for his 7th or just had his 7th season? That quarterback that's been everywhere. Is that LSU and Auburn? And can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
TJ Finley.
Finley, thank you.
He was right around down the street too, wasn't he? At UTSA or something?
He was at Texas State.
Texas State. There we go.
Did he not play against A&M in 2020?
He did. 21, I believe, in 21. Did he play maybe in 2020? But I remember him in 21.
I think he's got through the interception that Buddy Johnson returned for a touchdown in the rain.
He's played at LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky, Georgia State.
Well, what year did he start?
2020?
Okay.
Yeah, 2020.
I think he's the one that threw the interception to Buddy Johnson. You remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
I sure miss Buddy Johnson.
I do too. I thought you were talking about the Michael Clemens one that he had here. When was that? 2021?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was 21. Anyway, let's tell the people the name of the show, because I want to get to Nick early, because he's going to have some info on a former Aggie baseball player who made some noise yesterday.
Okay, TexAgs Live.
Okay, thank you. You can slow it down on this one. Who's the presenting sponsor?
David Gardner's Jewelers.
Gem of a guy.
Gem of a guy.
Now you can do this part fast.
Okay.
Who's the studio?
This is the Rollo Insurance Studio. Jason, Jackson, Keith, and Morgan, and all the rest.
All right, and now we're going to do it middle speed.
Okay.
The name of this hour?
It's the Go Hour.
Presented by the
Warehouse CNC Creations.
CC Creations, that's correct.
CC Senior.
And we, now in more of a Spanish, after Cinco de Mayo tone, well, where are we sitting?
You're trying to get me in trouble, aren't you? I got to go do my best Cheech and Chong voice. Hey, we're in the
Why did you
holistic planning cool zone.
Why'd you
Holmes? You're trying.
I mean, you could have talked like this. You could have done this. You got to go straight Cheech and Chong. You could have gone Scarface.
But that's Cuban. We went through all that yesterday.
I didn't say Mexican. I just said Spanish.
Okay.
Anyway, is there anything else we need? Oh, yes. If you want to call the show, how about in your best American voice? What's
I don't have the best of it.
What's the hotline?
You can call us on the Buppies Catering and Bartending hotline. That's 693. I'm sorry, 979-693-1150.
And you can text that number as well. That's the Catalyst Pure Performance Energy text line. 979-693-1150. We go around the room. We go left to right. We go behind the glass. And the Nick Savage, the director of the day, is here. Nick, give us some updates on the Astros, buddy.
Yeah, I'll give you an update on an Astros Aggie or Aggie, whatever you want to say. Braden Shoemake got the start last night for the Astros. He played third base against the Los Angeles Dodgers, defending champs, the Fighting Richard Zanes. Shohei Ohtani, one of the best pitchers in baseball right now, got the start. And Braden Shoemake, solo home run, ended up being the difference in the game. Astros won 2-1. Overall, Shoemake went 2 for 3 with that solo home run. Both those hits coming off Ohtani. So, by the way, Ohtani, 2 runs is the most runs he's given up in a start this year. That's insane. But anyways, Astros get to him. I got a couple of other things to build on.
By the
what
way,
we've talked
we're
about this
working
year.
on.
Yeah, could possibly Braden Shoemake could call him a friend of the show.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hopefully. We're working on that.
What a great
Working
player
on it.
he was here.
Yeah.
Of course, if he's doing that, hitting home runs off Ohtani, then you probably were pretty good in college.
Yep. Nick?
Yeah, so to continue, y'all mentioned Gavin Grohovac as a potential first-round pick. According to MLB.com's prospect rankings, Chris Hakopian's ranked 12th overall. He's actually the highest Aggie on the list.
Really?
Caden Sorrell's not far behind him, as I can't find his name, 25th overall. And Gavin Grohovac, just on the outside of the first round, maybe 32nd overall ranked prospect, according to MLB.com. But again, that could be, there's a whole lot of different things other than projections and signing bonuses and all that stuff that goes into the MLB draft.
The next time you have Grohovac in here for interview, what are the interviews we do called?
Texas Aggies United, Huddle, what do we call it in baseball? Yeah.
Extra innings.
Extra innings. But Ronnie doesn't let us do those.
Just
kidding, Ronnie.
So, Gavin, what's it going to take? What's your number to come back and play at A&M next year? Put your number down.
I mean, I would love it. I mean, I think we all would, but I'm really excited to see what he does at the next level. Like, Braden Montgomery got moved up to AAA, when was that, a couple days ago, Nick?
He got promoted a few days ago.
Look,
I'm looking forward to seeing him in the big leagues.
He's going to make it this year, for sure.
I would always wish all of them have great success in the major leagues and become incredibly rich. I'm never looking forward to them moving on.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I want them to play here. I want them to way it used to be, where you played for 4 years.
Like, what if Johnny would have stayed one more year
or 2? Can you imagine if Johnny and Mike Evans had played together for 4 seasons? Today, it would probably be looked at as the most prolific passive receiver combination in college football history.
I mean, it upsets me that I didn't get it, and it excites me to talk about it. It's a weird combination of things.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Kayla Gaither's there.
Hey guys.
Second day this week, right?
Since we're giving people
props
and compliments, Mrs. Buchanan last night while we were having our dinner, our Cinco de Mayo dinner, she said, that girl y'all had on yesterday, she's really good. And I said, you know what? I can never remember names. Yeah, she's from San Antonio.
Kayla Gaither from San Antonio.
Obi always remembers where I'm from, but he can never remember all of our names.
I'm terrible on names. I remember where people are from.
There was a moment and I think I even mentioned this to Nick early on, that we should have name tags at TexAgs, especially for the intern class of the first 6 weeks. It would just be,
There's too many K's around here. Kayleys and Callies and Callies. Yeah.
Kentucky. We got a lot.
They're everywhere.
She's a good intern. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to move on to some Aggie softball because the 6-seed Texas A&M softball team will play its first game of the SEC tournament today against 14-seed Auburn. If they win, they will advance to play 3-seed Florida in the quarterfinals on Thursday. Emily, Kay, and I will keep you covered with softball content all this week as long as the Aggies are in the SEC tournament. And Softball America Bracketology put out a little bracketology idea about what could happen for regionals and super regionals. So I know y'all talked about it a little bit yesterday, but there's a possible super regional rematch in Austin if the Aggies make it out of the regional.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't be afraid of them or anything like that, but it just gets old how everything is so often the NCAA and their committee is just always trying to put those two teams together.
Yeah.
I'd rather play them in Oklahoma City.
I would too.
Or actually, I'd rather play in Oklahoma City than them not make it.
That would be ideal. Let's do another story, Kayla.
Well, you guys might get to this after the break, but the American Former Coaches Association swung its support behind a playoff with the max participants, which will likely be 24, discontinuing conference championships, and ending the CFP by the second week of January. So I'm going to let y'all have y'all's thoughts on that because I know y'all are probably going to get to it after the break. But
yeah, we'll get to it. I had to do some research. Do these coaches have any stroke? Do they have any,
No, not really.
They don't. They have influence, is what they have.
They have influence. They can say, hey, this is what we like. And then it's really up to presidents and people like that to say, yeah, thanks for telling us what you think. But
we'll try to go line by line because Ross Dellinger had a really good article. We'll try to go line by line on what they were voted on, what they want. And some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. Some of it I just want. How about this? There's a couple things I do like. Okay. We'll get to it deeper, but I like the season ending in mid-January.
I absolutely agree with you.
Right? I like that. I don't like I don't know how you do that without having 2 bye weeks, but I think they want to eliminate the second bye week and just give you 1. I like the 2 bye weeks. I'd say start the season 1 week earlier.
I'm all for that. I'm all for starting it in the last week of August.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, Nick's got a thought. Okay. Or Nick's got a graphic to read. And I just glanced at it for the first time 5 seconds ago. And actually, I was going to say I'm not surprised. No, I think it's about right. So we'll talk about that on the other side. I'll kind of Joel Klatt has projections for next year. We'll just kind of go through Joel Klatt, who I think typically I feel like I'm giving too much on the tease. I typically like what Joel Klatt has to say, except when he talks about A&M.
Okay.
I'll find something new, David. It's
no. I want to talk
about
it.
I'm joking.
You're fired. No, we'll come back with that. OB, let's go to 1775. Okay.
Yeah.
You had a Cinco de Mayo party yesterday. You had your margarita. You had some really nice food. But now we're going to get
4 different kinds of enchiladas.
Right now we're getting back to.
But none of them were brisket enchiladas.
Right. So let's go there. Yeah.
Can you imagine what if they were open on Tuesday? They probably have succulent brisket enchiladas. But as it is, they just have succulent brisket Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Brisket tacos?
Why not? Huh. I bet you they could do that.
Yeah, they could do that
because they make a great brisket sandwich, the best I've ever had. Really, I'm not just saying that.
I second that. I've had it, and I was like, wow,
it's amazing. And I told you, my wife just said, "Oh, I can't eat all this," and she tore it. She didn't use a knife. She just tore it in half because that succulent brisket is that tender.
How many times have you torn a sandwich like that and like half the meat stays on one side and the bread falls off?
Always.
Yes, yeah.
This best brisket sandwich I've ever had, honest. I love the pork ribs too.
He does.
When I eat the turkey, like the turkey, I mean, it's really good.
The way you said that is like it's like your fourth child that you don't really love that much, but I mean, they're cool.
No, I just don't eat it that often.
It's like you don't talk to your fourth kid that often.
Because I have to have some of that, some of the jalapeno cheese sausage.
Oh, yeah.
So typically where I'm going is the succulent brisket, the amazing pork ribs, the jalapeno cheese sausage. And I don't have any room left. In fact, I've already, used up all the room, and I'm just adding. I'm
Yeah.
just.
Now you're just,
But
we call
then-
that junk miles. Yes.
But if I go for the turkey, I end up saying, "Man, this is awesome."
And then the queso mac and cheese.
Oh, and then the queso mac and cheese,
And then
and that's why I look the way I do.
And then Belinda's handmade desserts.
Oh my gosh, I have to sneak out of there.
Yeah. Somebody take me to 1775. The website is 1775txbbq.com. You can call them up, 979-492-6241. It is 1775.
And it's really good.
Hey everyone, David Nuño here of TexAgs Live. I want to introduce you to the team at Holistic Planning. Got Jason Barber here, Taylor Pankratz, and also Paul Meredith. Jason, I want to start off with you. What really sets Holistic Planning apart from the others?
Yeah, so what makes us different is most financial advisors stop at investment management. On the other hand, Holistic Planning, we manage investments, taxes, and estate planning all on one team, all underneath one roof.
Now, Taylor, when everything is coordinated like that, it really helps the bottom line, doesn't it?
It really does. When your investments and taxes are working together, you stop leaving money on the table and keep more of what's yours.
Paul, Holistic Planning is trying to expand as well.
That's true. We just opened our Houston office, and we're looking for people who feel like their advisor isn't seeing the full picture, because that's exactly what we fix.
And Jason, there's other opportunities beyond that.
Definitely. If you're a financial advisor and you want to join the Holistic Planning team, we're looking to add 50 teams in the next 5 to 10 years. So check out holisticplanning.com/advisors.
All right, so if you want a team that actually coordinates everything, go to holisticplanning.com. Aggies, this one is worth it.
As a reminder, the final segment of the program is brought to you by Double Dave's. That's at 10:50. But right now, caller number 12, 979-693-1150. We're going to hook you up with your choice of a dozen pepperoni rolls or a large one-topping pizza from Double Dave's. They've been serving Aggie Land since 1984 with your favorite pizza and, of course, those world-famous pepperoni rolls, reliable in-house delivery, bringing piping hot goodness straight to your door. Just click on doubledaves.com and your favorites are on their way. Nick Savage behind the glass. Let's talk a little Joel Klatt, shall we?
Yeah, so I brought up Josh Pate's top 25, post-spring top 25 yesterday. So I've been kind of on the lookout on social media for, just the national media's perspective, the early season rankings. And we know how many things could change from now till then. And I came across Joel Klatt's top 25 rankings. He's got the Aggies at number 9. Reese made a good point. A little Big Ten heavy, but what do you expect from the guy from Fox that covers the biggest Big Ten game every week? So just, again, want to get y'all's thoughts, fair or not. What do you think?
Well, first thing I'm going to do is Gaither, do me a favor. Research Joel Klatt's preseason post-spring top 25 from last year, or anybody's really, but we can do that. Because I just don't think anybody knows jack, okay? They don't know. I mean, I don't think A&M was in anybody's top 10 last year. Maybe they were. I don't remember that being the case. But, so Oregon, number 1.
Okay.
They wouldn't have been Dante Moore coming back, a big deal. I've seen Notre Dame everywhere in the top 2 or 3.
Well, Notre Dame schedule's a cakewalk, so you're going to they're going to be highly seeded in the playoff.
I am shocked, honestly, that Texas is as low as 7. I am. I'm not saying that I disagree, but most people have had them in the top 3 based on their.
Well, most people were telling us that Arch Manning was going to win the Heisman Trophy last year. That's true. So he might do it next year, but I thought it was
last year. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, all 3 SEC teams. A&M is going to play both Texas and LSU, obviously. A&M at 9. I think. Okay, Obi, if you were to do a top 25, here's the hard part about doing a top 25.
Yeah.
Okay. In my opinion, you see your team's warts more than other people do, and you don't see other teams' warts as much, right? So,
but on the other side of that, sometimes things.
Correct.
Secrets that other people don't realize.
So when I'm saying that is, the reason I may not have them in my top, I've never written down these teams as my top 25. Maybe we should do a Go Hour top 25. But I haven't written out 25 teams, okay? But I tell you why I'm hesitant to put A&M as a top 10 team, and it's the same reason you probably would be. It's the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how much those other programs ahead of A&M are dealing with similar issues, right? Like I know a little bit. Like, we've talked about Texas's defense. LSU's got a lot of brand new pieces. So we've talked about some of these teams. But A&M's got to replace an offensive line. Who else is doing that? Right? What other teams? What was their big issue last year? Yeah, Alabama, right?
They really are. Because Formby started, he's here. Caden Proctor started, he was taken in the draft.
Right.
They had another, Brailsford, Parker Brailsford?
Yeah.
He was taken in the draft. And then I think somebody else, Cam Dewberry started. He's a free agent signed by somebody. So they've at least got 4 starters that Alabama's replacing their offensive line, to your point.
So I don't see those teams' warts as much as I see my very own.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to write out the pros and cons, A&M would probably be a top 10 team. I think 9, based on what other folks are saying, what I've observed, I also have the tendency to look at the schedule when I'm doing my projections.
Okay.
I do that. I don't know if that's what you should do, but I do will they be a top 10 team at the end of the year? God, I hope so.
I got an idea that if I was ranking A&M, I kind of wish A&M would be ranked as something like around 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I have the 2025.
Tell us.
So number 1 was Penn State. Number 2 was Texas.
Wrong.
Number 3 was Ohio State.
Wrong.
Number 4, Oregon. Number 5, Clemson.
Okay, so 3 of the top 5 didn't even get into the playoff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Number 6, Notre Dame.
Didn't get in the playoffs.
4 of the 6.
Number 7, LSU.
5 of 7.
Number 8, Georgia.
Okay.
Number 9, Alabama. Number 10, Illinois.
Okay, so half half their top 10 didn't get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Number 11, South Carolina.
Okay, this
Number 12, Michigan. Number 13, Florida.
This guy sucks. Sorry, I mean, he's great, but whatever.
Was that Joel's?
It's Joel's from last year. That's number 14 is BYU. Number 15 was Arizona State University.
Huh.
Number 16, Kansas State University.
I just want to pause for a second. You haven't said A&M yet, right?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So number 17, Iowa State. Number 18, Miami. Number 19, Texas A&M. Number 20, Ole Miss. 21, Indiana.
But Indiana, who won the national championship. So pause there. I don't think last year at this point, A&M being 19 was a diss.
Well, no, it's not. And again, I know I'm taking it somewhere. I get so frustrated, though, when people say A&M had that weak schedule. And she just mentioned like 5 teams that A&M played that people were putting in the top.
Preseason top.
In the top 15 last year.
So
Texas, Notre Dame, LSU.
Which goes back to my point. Nobody knows Jack. Keep listening to the show because we know Jack.
I know Jack.
He's a good dude. He's very good.
I want to point out, too, he had Baylor at number 24.
Huh.
So that's all I'm saying is Auburn at 22, Iowa at 23, and then OU at 25. So all of these teams are, I would say, very wrong from where the end of the season ended up being. Obviously, Indiana at 21, they were national champions.
I think, I'll say this, I do think it's much more difficult than ever to project the top teams.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they have to look at this and they're assuming how good teams are going to be based on the transfer portal. And not everybody is going to pan out in the transfer portal. Again, LSU had the number 1 transfer portal class in the country last year.
Yeah.
And so many of those guys that were supposed to be great players
weren't so great.
They're okay.
Yeah. Let's hit a break here. We'll talk about the coaches, what they're wanting from the future of the college football playoffs. Headquartered right here on Highway 6, College Station, Rollo Insurance Group shares the community values. They're an independent agency that works for you, not the shareholders. They have a team that provides objective consultation across all insurance platforms available in Texas and beyond. Join thousands of Aggies that let Rollo Insurance protect what matters most. When local matters hit home, like severe weather, regional economic shifts, Rollo agents understand the impact firsthand because they live here too. Their independence means they can recommend solutions from dozens of carriers based on what's best for you, not what is most profitable for them. That's why so many local families trust Rollo Insurance, and you should as well. We trust them. They are the official insurance provider of TexAgs Live. The phone number is 888-44-ROLLO. That is 888-44-ROLLO. Or visit rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs. rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs.
I'm Wes Mangan, and I live on a piece of property with my wife and 2 boys and several animals. I work in oil and gas, and I travel a lot, and so when I come home, it's like my sanctuary. I get to see Lauren and the boys, and it's been just a perfect fit for us, and it's really improved our family time. And this is the first land I'd ever purchased, so dealing with the land side of things and dealing with Capital Farm Credit was super easy for us through the whole process. I definitely feel like with Capital Farm Credit, together we are better.
At Brazos Valley Floor & Design, the more.The family has helped Bryan College Station homeowners remodel with confidence for over 25 years, backed by the Adore Your Floor guarantee.
When you're ready to update a kitchen, refresh a living room, or renovate the whole house, come see the latest in flooring, from designer carpet to laminate, luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, and tile.
We're 2 generations, hands-on from design to installation.
Brazos Valley Floor & Design, best floor and design since 1999.
And that's a promise.
We're back here on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We are in the Rollo Insurance Studio. It is the Go Hour presented by the Warehouse at CC Creations, and we're still at the Holistic Planning Cool Zone. I learned something about OB that shocked me during the break. Okay, I'm usually the one, like, what's the name of that movie that I've never, The Big Lebowski? I'm like the only person who's never watched it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, what were you going with it?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Sorry. I think there's certain movies, if you didn't watch it when it was cool, if you go back and watch it, not so cool. Okay, I just think that's how it works.
Okay.
I was shocked, appalled, and dismayed to find out that Olin Buchanan has never watched the entire version of Anchorman.
I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never seen it from start to finish.
You asked what the best Will Ferrell movie is. I don't know if it's the best, but my favorite is Anchorman because I'm from the industry.
Because you're kind of a big deal.
Well, I am kind of a big deal. And I did live in San Diego before as well, right? And I have
maybe the movie was based on you.
That was a little before my time, all right? And I have read things off a prompter. Ron Burgundy, question mark? I've done that. So that movie hits with me.
Been president then.
Well played. Anyway, I was shocked to hear that. I think you need to finish it.
Someday I will.
Yeah.
You gotta have the opportunity. But my favorite Will Ferrell movie is Ricky Bobby.
That's so good, Talladega.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. And Kayla, somebody texted in something, and I don't remember what the list was, but I'll let you kind of remind us.
Yeah, so somebody texted in and said, if you go back and look at the last 25 Aggie players in 25 days, you will notice that the top 11 was made up of 10 current NFL players plus Marcel. So I'm going to read off these names to you guys, and we're going to fact check that. So number 1, Le'Veon Moss.
Yep.
Number 2.
I have no problem putting him number 1.
No, he didn't finish number 1 because of his injuries,
Right.
but a healthy Le'Veon Moss is
a bad man, like those 3 touchdowns against Notre Dame.
All right, number 2, Trey Zune.
Trey Zune.
Trey Zune.
That was fantastic. Yeah.
Number 3, Will Lee.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably would have dropped him down a couple notches, but he's still a top 10 guy.
Number 4, Armaje Reed Adams.
Probably would have dropped him
down a little bit, yeah.
Number 5, Casey Concepcion.
He would have probably been 1 or 2.
1 or 2, yeah. Probably
Number
1.
6, Marcel Reed.
Okay, no problem there.
Yep.
Number 7, Cassius Howell.
Yeah, he's got to go up higher.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
He's probably 2.
Yeah.
Number 8, Torian York.
Okay, no problem with that.
Okay, yeah, mate.
Number 9, Chase Basantis.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got to go up higher.
Yeah.
Number 10 is Albert Regis.
Okay.
And number 11 is Scooby Williams.
Okay.
Can you just
Mario should have been higher.
Yeah, so read us the rest of it just because we were idiots. Yeah.
Number 12, Reuben Owens.
Okay.
Number 13, DJ Hicks.
Okay.
14, Dalton Brooks.
All right.
So far, I don't mind it.
Yeah, 15, Tyreek Chappelle.
Okay.
16, Terry Bussey. 17, Mario Craver.
Should have been.
He should have been in top 10,
7,
easy.
8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy. Top 5, yeah, probably.
Number 18, Rylan Kennedy.
Okay. We thought he was going to do more than he did.
Now, to remind everybody, Obi had a vote, I had a vote, Billy had a vote, and the subscribers had a vote, and we just made that percentage, and that's how we ended up with our 25.
All right.
I think we did well.
Yep.
Could have been better.
We can keep going, too.
Yeah, keep
All
going.
right. Number 19, Demetrius Crownover.
Okay.
Number 20, Amari Daniels.
He didn't play a lot.
Yeah.
When he played, he played well, though.
Yep.
21 is Marco Jones. 22 is Bryce Anderson. Number 23 is Mark Naboo Jr.
Okay.
24, Amari Nyblack. And number 25, Theo Mellon Ostrom.
Okay, see, Vocatur's got to get in there.
Yeah, I think, you know what we need to do one day this offseason?
What?
Redo that list completely.
Okay.
Like just rack our head together and go our 25 and 25 redone. I don't want to just do it here. Like I actually want to sit down and
think about it.
Okay. And, obviously we'll be doing 25 and 26 here very soon.
Not 26 and 26.
I don't know if we'll just keep going because then what happens when you're 86 and we're still doing the show?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be dead, but...
No, not yet.
I'm just hoping to make the 26.
All right, Obi, let's entertain this topic that I introduced earlier that I completely forgot. Here we go. The American Football Coaches Association is in favor of expanding. And by the way, this is a group of coaches that
who are associated.
But they have zero power.
No power.
but they have influence on decision makers, and they're lobbying for X, Y, and Z. We're going to go through.
They're like Christian and Cruz Nuño, who can say, "Dad, this is what I think we should do," and then he goes, "Okay, I heard you. But now let me tell you what we're going to do."
But the difference is, there is nobody who is the David Nuño in that situation. There's just a bunch of people who talk.
Yeah.
A bunch of committees about committees who talk about other committees. Everybody's got a group that gets together and talks.
Yeah. Committees. I've got a problem with committees.
Yeah, I know you do.
I don't like committees. I don't like meetings.
So the AFCA, the AFCA, is in favor of expanding to 24 teams, supporting the maximum number of participants. It's going to go to 24. We already know that.
Why is that the maximum number? Why isn't 32 the maximum?
I think this is the maximum number that they have all agreed to at this point. At this point.
It'll go to 32. I guarantee you. It might take a while.
Here's the one that'll send OB off a cliff.
Yeah, I know. No conference championships.
Okay. End the playoffs by the second week of January. Currently runs to the 19th through the 25th. I like the middle of January.
I like it.
Okay. Reduce bye weeks from 2 to 1 during the regular season.
Okay. I enjoyed 2 bye weeks last year, but okay.
Cut the minimum days between games to 6. Apparently, before the minimum days between games was 7.
Okay.
I thought they were, so I guess you could, if you play a Saturday, you could play a Friday, I guess.
Or if you played on a Monday, you could play the next
Saturday.
No, that wouldn't work.
I don't know.
Or they play sometimes they in that 0 week. Sometimes they play on Sunday.
Yeah.
Then you could play the next Saturday.
Preserve Army Navy's exclusive window, but allow for other postseason games that day.
So it's the only game that kicks off like at noon.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see. The most discussed 2014 model is an at-large field determined through the CFP rankings with an automatic spot for the group of 6 leagues. The format adds 1 playoff round and additional 12 games. The top 8 ranked teams would receive first-round byes, while 9 through 24 play in the first round on campus.
Okay.
Agree, or you want everybody to play the same amount of games?
Yes, I do. So I'd go to 16 or 32, but still haven't asked me.
Then,
But I do like that. I love the idea of getting, I guess you'd play the semifinals on New Year's Day.
Yep.
And then a week or 2 later.
Now,
give them an extra week to get ready for the championship, and 2 weeks later you play for the championship.
Double check, when was the portal open? I know it was in January, but what was the 2-week window, or was it 2 weeks or 3-week window?
I thought it was 1 week.
1 week window. When was it?
January 2nd through January 16th.
You were right. It was 2-week window.
Okay. So 2-week window. Under this, would you still do that window? Would you push it back a week? Because if the season's basically ending on the 16th, I almost would see a world where you start the window maybe January 9th, when most teams are done, and then you extend it a few days past the season.
Why don't you do the window start at the day after the championship game?
I think because school starts basically the day later. So
I forgot they actually they go to school.
Some of them do. And here's I did actually Google this. I Google AI this question. Do they? And I already knew the answer, but I just wanted to see what Google AI would say. And I asked, what authority does this college board have? Right, college coaches board. Though the board has no actual authority within the NCAA or college football playoff government structure, the group includes prominent coaching figures with influence over decision makers such as conference commissioners, university presidents, presiding over the CFP. The board includes names like Brett Bielema, Brent Venables, Clark Lee, Rhett Lashley, Joey McGuire, Pat Fitzgerald, and that's the only names that I have right now.
Huh. Well, any committee that has Brett Bielema on it, I'm going to question. Get really smart coaches on there. Elko, who's some.
You know what I love about Elko? He will tell you what's good for the game when he answers these questions. He's been asked about this on Feinbaum, at press conferences. He thinks about the greater good of college football, not just what is the greater good of A&M, although I like anything that helps us out.
Yeah, look, I know they don't make the rules, but I think a lot a lot of those, if not all of them, are going to be adopted. I mean, I just can't, as much as it pains me, I just can't see how the conference championship games can continue.
But then how do they overcome that money?
By playing an extra playoff game.
Yeah. But is it I wonder how that would be divided up. Because, I mean, the conference championship game, how does the money work for that? Is it just for everybody in the conference? I know that obviously the two teams that participate in it, but
I'm probably going to say something wrong, but I think the money goes to the conference, and that's part of the payout at the end of the year when they pay out like $70 million or whatever it is now.
Do you think
I could be wrong on that?
She's going to double check it. You have it?
According to Google, it says conference championship game money is generated primarily through sponsorships, ticket sales, whatever, TV contracts, and they split it between participating schools and the conference. For 25-26, conferences received $4 million to $20 million per team from front office sports for college football playoff appearances, with leagues like ACC distributing 100% to the team, while others like the SEC share it among its members.
Okay.
Well, I thought we were talking about the SEC.
The SEC championship, yeah. All right, we'll hit a break. We'll continue down this path here on the other side. Right now in Texas, your HVAC isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And when you need service, it matters who you call. So contact the Daily Company. They're locally owned and operated, and a company that takes real pride in serving the community with HVAC department, and they provide comprehensive services that includes repairs, maintenance, full system installation. So whether your AC stops working in the middle of the summer or your heater needs attention before a cold snap, their licensed technicians are there to help you and make sure that you are taken care of. They offer HVAC emergency repair because they know breakdowns never happen at a convenient time. And they work with all the top brands that includes Lennox, Trane, Goodman, Rheem, Honeywell, Daikin, Amana. So no matter what your system that you have is, they'll take care of it. And at Daily Company, they stand behind their work and they treat every home like it's their very own. Contact the Daily Company today at 979-2060-2020. That's 979-2020. Stay comfortable year-round with a local team that you can trust. It's the Daily Difference.
Everyone, David Nuño here for Allen Honda. Had a great conversation with them earlier today. John Allen's the owner. He's been here forever, and also their GM, Rusty Skinner, great guy. Wonderful conversation. They're super local. They're a family-owned dealership, not some massive auto group, and they treat their customers like family because they basically are family. They're Aggie alums. They love Aggie sports, and they've been serving the Brazos Valley with integrity, with passion, and commitment to excellence for over 50 years, which is very rare, by the way, for the independents because people trust them. And that's why they've been doing it for such a long time. Whether you're looking to buy, lease, or service your vehicle, you can count on them for transparent, no pressure experience that puts your needs first. And I can attest to it. Had a great conversation about my own situation with them. Their knowledgeable sales team will help you find the perfect Honda to fit your lifestyle, from fuel-efficient sedans to versatile SUVs. Leasing options are flexible and affordable, making it easy to drive the latest models with confidence. And when it comes to service, their certified technicians only use genuine Honda parts to keep your vehicle running at its best, whether it's routine maintenance for major repairs or whatever it may be. And we know that trust isn't given, it is earned, and that's why generations of local drivers right here in the Brazos Valley and Bryan College Station keep coming back to Allen Honda. As part of the community with Aggie spirit in their hearts, they are here to make everyone's visit wonderful. So visit their showroom or their service lane and find friendly, efficient, and memorable situations when you go to Allen Honda. Come see why so many College Station and Bryan drivers choose Allen Honda for their automotive needs, and remember, gig 'em.
Howdy, this is Texas A&M pitcher Aiden Sims. You're listening to TexAgs Live.
How about that?
Aiden Sims.
More production value on the show. Little embarrassed. Okay.
About what?
Kurt Henry's here. He's going to talk to us around 9:20. Camryn Dickson, record-breaking weekend from the track and field team. He's dressed really nice, and I'm in my T-shirt Wednesday. So it's like, usually I don't want to be like the guy that looks like homeless on the show, but today I'm the homeless guy. Kurt Henry looks like...
Who?
Kurt Henry. He's on the track and field staff.
Okay.
He is. He looks like he is running for office or a newscaster, like my former life.
Yeah.
And I'm dressed in a T-shirt and jeans today, so he's looking the part, and I'm not. You look the part though. Why Avera Wednesday?
Yeah, but you got to wear the T-shirts for the, the pythons. Somebody, I mean, check them out. Hey, we need some tape.
Pardon?
Nick, can somebody bring some tape in here? We need some tape because David is ripped.
Well, maybe. Here's the facts, OB. I have not heard about my tight T-shirts in maybe 4 months. In fact, I hear the opposite. Nuño, you've lost too much weight. You're doing too much cardio. Because people feel the need to tell you, hey, your hair looks gray. Your hair looks dark. Your beard looks thick. Your beard looks like this. Your shirts don't fit you anymore. Your shirts are too tight. Every day. Hey.
All I hear is, man, you got a big stomach. And I always say, well,
nobody tells you that.
And I always say, well, Irma, I'm doing the best I can.
Let's get back on track here on the show. For those of you who want to comment on appearances, just contact OB directly on his mobile phone, 979-693-1150. All right, Kayla Gaither at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center.
Well, I just want to say that Jake Dewar last night was a triple short of the cycle. He has not had the best outing in SEC games so far this year, but last night he got back on track and just was a triple short of the cycle. So it was really great to see him getting back in action.
Would have been a tricycle.
Well played, sir. What's the game plan for the rest of the day, OB?
I'm going to go see, I'm about to do a podcast, and then I'm going to go see my doctor and find out why I'm being so forgetful lately. Oh. I hope I don't forget my appointment. What time is that?
Put it on your Google Calendar.
What's
they run our life.
What?
Coming up on the show, John Harris, Coach Henry, Kurt Henry, and Camryn Dickson. Emiley Kennedy is joining us from Japan, believe it or not. Got Jason Howell, Gerrod Chadwell, and Kendall Rogers. A packed 2 hours left on the program. We'll talk to you in a bit.
And we're back here on TexAgs Live. We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We are in the Rollo Insurance Studio. We go to the Buppies Catering and Bartending Hotline, joined by our dear friend John Harris of FootballTakeover.com, and he is the Houston Texans sideline reporter. Johnny, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Doing okay. Fighting Houston traffic, David. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy to catch up with you. Let's talk about what I think is the big news in college football, which may not be any news at all, but the Coaches Association voting that they want to have a 2014 playoff. That's where they want to expand it to. They want to eliminate the conference championship games. They want to end the playoffs by the second week of January. Let's just kind of go line by line. And first off, what do you think about the AFCA, like in the kind of, how do I want to phrase it? They don't have any power, but they can certainly sway some decision makers.
Yeah, they can. I've gone on record. I don't like 24. I've always been a fan of 16. I wish that FCS would have stayed at 16. And look, I understand that, okay, 8 more coaches, 8 more schools get an opportunity to go to the playoff. Yeah, I get that. But I just feel like 16 is the right number. You know, if you consider where we were for so long, I mean, hell, when I was in college, which is so long ago, we didn't even have numbers 1 and 2 playing. Then we went to 1 and 2. Then we went to 4, and then we got to 12 pretty quickly because college football powers that be, whoever they are, decided finally, oh, yeah, all these years people said a playoff would be kind of cool, and it is. A playoff is amazing. And I know even though the Aggies lost that playoff game to Miami, that was a pretty unbelievable afternoon, just the intensity and the energy that was in Kyle Field. And so, yeah, I'd like for teams to be able to experience that, but I just like 16. I think 16 is the right number. I feel like once you get past 16, you're talking about teams that just legitimately don't have an opportunity to win a championship. And I'd rather see, instead of having, 5 to 7 teams that aren't going to do anything in the playoff, they're there as placeholders basically when you're at 24. I'd rather be at a solid 16 because I do feel once you get, somewhere between 12 to 16, there's a chance. 16 to 24, nah, I don't really see it. So 16 I would be okay with. I like the fact that they're shooting for the middle of January. I think that's the right move. The way that it's gone the last few years, it feels like the national championship game gets kind of lost amongst the NFL playoff games over the weekend. And I feel like that shouldn't be the case. I feel like college football should have its rightful place. So I do like that aspect, where I'm kind of like, I don't know, the conference championship games. I'm not totally sure how I feel about that, because there's a part of me that says, well, wait a second. If you win the SEC, like that should be worth something. Maybe it's worth, how the final rankings go, et cetera. But I feel like that should be worth something if you win a conference of that magnitude. But how are you going to figure that out with 16 teams? You're going to have 5-way ties at the top and all that kind of stuff. So the conference championship game, I don't know. And I've been to a few of them, and they are just incredible. They're an incredible environment, but I understand what the coaches are saying. We're getting to a point where we know we're in the playoff. We can't afford to get guys hurt. And that's the one thing coaches hate more than anything else is I can't get guys hurt. I can't play this guy, can't play that guy. And that goes against what their thought process is just in life of winning a football game. So I can see where that creates a dilemma for the coaches. And that's the one that I feel like they probably would push more than any other. Hey, we'll give you 16 teams. We're going to keep conference championship games, and we're going to finish in January. I think they would yield on that, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if they do have influence or if they're just kind of reading the tea leaves and they're going to be the final push for whatever people decide for college football. If the Coaches Association is, kind of, hey, look, the coaches think we should do this. That confirms it. Okay, let's do it. I feel like we're going to 24. So you might as well just get there. But I feel like 16 would be the right number, if I'm being honest.
Do you see a place where it keeps expanding, Johnny, where it goes from 16, 24, and eventually 32, or no? Like they'll actually cooler heads will prevail.
No, I think that's exactly where we're going. I feel like that's where we've been headed this whole time, is at least the 16. I never liked the 24, but as soon as you get to 16, hey, we were 17. We should have been that team. We should have been in. Okay, we're going to 24. So I don't know. I feel like now to 32, that gets interesting because for however long we've talked about football, it's always been a top 20 or a top 25. That's the ranking. We've always stopped at 25. So 24 makes sense. So you get to 32, you got teams that are also receiving votes. That's a bit much. So I don't think getting to 32 is right. And my gut tells me that 24 is where they'd like to stop. But we saw it at FCS. They kept going from 12 to 16 to 20 to 24. Like, they just kept going. I don't think they get to 32. I think they're pretty set at 24, and I think that's where the number will eventually stop. Then again, we thought 64 teams in the NCAA basketball tournament was going to do the trick. Then they added 4 more. Now they're adding 8 more. Now we're to 76. We're going to have teams that were 16 and 17 during the year, and they get an at-large bid. You can miss me with that. So I don't even want to get to 24, but I think that's definitely where we're headed.
Johnny, what do you think is just guessing here? Because, SEC teams, any SEC team can win a game, especially at home in the SEC right now. And when I say that, I'm looking at a playoff structure. What's the lowest seeded team, potentially 16, 18, that could actually have a run? Maybe not win a national championship, but win a couple of games.
I think it's top 12. And that's why I feel like 12 is pretty much, the way to go. What did Miami got in with what? A 10 seed, I think? Because A&M was 7. So, yeah, Miami was 10. I mean, look, Miami went on a nice little run. Now, Miami, you could argue, underachieved a little bit in the middle of the season. They were really good up front, and they closed strongly. But in the middle of the season, they lost Louisville. They lost to Pitt. SMU. They did not play extremely well in the middle of the season. But that's what put them as a 10 seed. And then they went on a run. They had the right mix of, obviously, defensive stars on the edge, quarterback with some experience, albeit not great. And then they got hot in the playoffs, and they beat some really good football teams. So, to me, I think 12 is probably about where it stops. I look at a team, so last year, where did Vanderbilt finish? Like 14, 15, something like that?
Yep.
I don't think Vanderbilt was going to go beat 2 teams in a row on the road in the playoff. And that's the other thing, too. You're talking about, say it's a 16-team playoff, and you're talking about teams 13, 14, 15, 16. They got to go on the road twice in a row. And that's going to be a you-know-what. So, Miami did that. Obviously went on the road, and then they went back to, Dallas to play Ohio State. But that's going to be a tough nut to crack, I think, for teams 13 through 16. So, to me, I think it's top 12. And could there be a year where a team, had a guy that was injured maybe early in the year, and because of that they lost a couple of games early? Like, take Notre Dame, for instance. Notre Dame, if you had a 16-team playoff, Notre Dame is probably, 12, 13? Notre Dame could have absolutely gone on a run last year. But it's got to be the confluence of everything working in that direction. CJ Carr playing better, Jeremiah Love getting hot, all that. But overall, year to year, I think we're going to see that maybe once every 5 years. We'll see it maybe once every 6 to 7 years. And that's why I feel like 16 ends up being the right spot to stop, because beyond that, you're just going to have teams in there that, hey, we're happy to be here. And I don't know. I just don't love that part of the playoff. Hey, we're just happy to be here. No. You got to get in there to win that thing. And I just don't think you're going to have, the Cinderella story, so to speak, like you're going to have in college basketball. And that's what's made college basketball's tournament. The Cinderellas in the first round. But how often have we seen those Cinderellas take it all the way to the Final Four? A few times here or there, and it's exciting to watch, but it happens every so often. That doesn't mean we should go to 76 teams because of that, but apparently we are. And so maybe it's just accepting the inevitable and that we're going to go to 32 or at least get to 24. But I'd like a little pit stop at 16 and let them try that on for size for a few years and see if they can just say, hey, let's keep it right here. Problem is they went from 2 to 4 to 12 so fast that if they make another move, they haven't had enough time to evaluate whether 12 is the right mix or 4 was the right mix or maybe even 8 is the right mix. They haven't even had time to evaluate it. They're just like, keep jacking the teams up. Let's go 16 next year. Like they have no way of analyzing because they haven't done it for long enough. So I hope it's 16, but they'll get to 24 eventually.
Talking to John Harris here on TexAgs Live. Johnny, I'm not going to hold you to these because I want to just spitball, but I'm going to kind of go through some win totals according to Vegas, and just kind of you tell me what you think, above or below the win total. So Georgia, they have them at 9.5. What do you think?
I'm going to go over. I think just having an experienced quarterback back is going to be huge for them. I think they've got one of the better groups of running backs in college football. I don't know what the schedule is. That's the one component that always helps to look at. 2010 Auburn, you knew they had Cam Newton, but you really didn't know of him. But the schedule was so easy. And so they won the games they were supposed to, and that got them undefeated. So I don't know what the schedule is for Georgia, but it just feels like with that good running game, they still got some guys coming back on the offensive line. I think defensively, secondary is really good with Ellis Robinson and then Bolden at safety. So I think they've got an opportunity to still be pretty good. So I'm going to go over that 9.5.
Texas, 9.5.
Yeah, they should be over. Look, all the pressure in the world should be on Texas this year. Here's what if I'm a Texas fan or whatever, I look at it and go, if Sark can't win it this year, then he should no longer be the coach of the Texas Longhorns, because that is one of the most gifted, athletically gifted teams in college football, and it's not close in certain cases. You're talking Cam Coleman, one of the top 2 receivers in what I would say the NFL draft rankings. Trevor Gooseby is arguably the top offensive lineman. Arch Manning, obviously, a running back duo trio, how many of them got now, that can put it on anybody. I think Texas doesn't win it this year. If I'm a Texas fan, I start asking a lot of questions because, Texas is kind of flirty with it. Had a chance against Ohio State a couple years ago. Didn't even make the playoff this last year with Arch and all the guys they had. If they don't win it this year, I'm asking a lot of questions about where Texas is and if Sark is that guy to get them to the heights that those people are paying for with NIL and all that kind of stuff. So from that standpoint, if they don't get over 9.5 wins, I'm asking a lot of questions.
All right, Johnny, LSU, 8.5.
Now, it's one thing to have a talented squad, but does it become a talented team? And that is obviously a question that Lane Kiffin's going to have to answer. Sam Levitt's got to not play a ton of YOLO ball, but if Sam Levitt kind of plays within the system and the transfers play at a decently high level, then I think LSU gets over that number relatively easily. Lane obviously is a great coach. I think Lane's a much better coach than Brian Kelly. I think the team is going to be that talented. Jordan Seaton at left tackle is one of the top 2 or 3 tackles, top 2 or 3 offensive linemen in draft rankings, probably 2 or 3 from me at this point. I think receiver, they're reloading. I think they're going to be very, very good. I love the kid from Kansas State, Jace Brown, that transferred there. I just think that team is talented to go 10 wins. Now, again, going back to the schedule, I'm not sure what the schedule says for them, but I do feel like Lane can at least get them to 9 wins. They got to go 8-4 for me to lose that bet. And I mean, Lane hasn't I don't know what last time Lane lost 4 in a season was, and obviously he did that at Ole Miss. Now he's doing LSU where he's got every resource possible. So there's a part of me that would like to see him go 7-5 and see how the governor would react to it. But that said, I don't think it's going to happen. I do think that's an over as well.
Talking to John Harris here on TexAgs Live. A&M 8.5.
Oh, I think that's an over too. I mean, I think if A&M can find the group up front that can replace what they had, and look, that's not easy. We talked about this for years. When I look at returning starters, you can tell me the team's got 17 returning starters, and that's great. But I look at the offensive line, I see one or I see none. I worry. When I see experienced offensive line starters, that's when I feel okay. I feel like that team can no matter what, they'll at least have that experience in the offensive line. Now, you know as well as I do, David, that you've got a 3-year starting quarterback, you got one of the top receivers in the country, and Mario Craver, and you've got a ton of talent at a lot of spots that I think people are going to be excited to see this year. I think the injury, and I can see him in my brain, and name just escaping me at the time, who just got hurt recently, David, linebacker. Who am I? I want to say Morrow, but it's not Morrow. But anyhow, I think that might hurt them a little bit. But
You're talking about the linebacker Damian Sanford, Johnny. Sorry.
Yes. Thank you. I think that's going to be a dicey one. But I feel like 8.5 is more than manageable for a squad that should be continuing to ascend. I mean, they had such a good run last year. Now, the schedule was very favorable. Let's be honest. The schedule was favorable. But they had that 3-game stretch in the middle of the year where they had to go on the road, and they ended up winning all 3 of those games in pretty convincing fashion. I feel like with Marcel at the helm, improvement at that position, if they can find an adequate replacement on the offensive line, then I think 10 wins is definitely in the mix. But I just can't see that team taking a step back to 8-4.
That is John Harris from footballtakeover.com. He is, of course, the Houston Texans sideline reporter. Johnny, we appreciate it, brother. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, man. Sounds good, brother. Love you, man. Talk to you soon.
Bro. My God, John Harris here on TexAgs Live. We'll hit a break. We'll come back, talk a little track and field here on the program. But right now we're talking Caldwell Country Chevrolet at Highway 21 in Caldwell and online at caldwellcountrychevrolet.com. Your trading's got value, and at Caldwell Country Chevrolet, they're ready to put that equity at work for you. So they have this pre-owned inventory that moves fast, because people know that's the place to get cars, right? So they move fast, and that means they're always looking to add to quality vehicles to their lot. And they'll take a look at yours, and they'll give you great value. That's what they do. Bring in what you've got and let their experienced team show you what it's worth. They have decades, I should say, of combined experience. They know how to structure a deal that makes sense for you. And don't forget, every purchase comes with that free oil change for life of the program. No games, no gimmicks, just honest deals from people who treat you like family. That's the Caldwell Country Chevrolet way. Remember, it's about a 15-minute drive. The edge of Bryan to the beginnings of Caldwell. Short conversation away, but you'll see the difference when you step on the lot and do business with the great people at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, caldwellcountrychevrolet.com.
All right, we're back here on TexAgs Live. We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for our weekly conversation with the track and field team, brought to you by the Brazos Running Company. From Aggie shoes to Aggie pajamas, this Aggie family's got you covered. Visit the Brazos Running Company in Century Square or shop at maceandhay.com. Camryn Dickson and Coach Kurt Henry here in studio. What's up, everybody?
Hi.
Howdy. So I told this story earlier in the week, but I'm going to say it again just because you two are here in studio. You talked about me running with Camryn at a track. When I was in high school, I tore my ACL, and I had to wear this like brace. And my coaches have forever scarred me because when I would run my 40, they would yell, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if I was slow at 15, 16, at almost 50, I'm really slow. So we'll just do it for the laughs, okay?
Yeah, we'll do it for fun.
Thank you both for joining us. Great past weekend as we get ready for the SECs. I told Camryn during the break, I tell her every time I've seen her, I've followed her career since her high school days. My producer at Channel 13, Joe Gleason, was like a stalker. He was like TMZ. Wherever you had a race, he was at. He's the best. Everybody knows Joe in Houston, but I've loved watching you grow. And this past weekend, you broke a school record 200-meter on your final race here at Cushing. How amazing was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was actually like the perfect send-off. It was the perfect way to end like my senior day. And I wasn't expecting it. I was just going out there to run, have fun. And that's kind of typically when it happens, you know, when you're just out there having fun. And my dad told me to put on a show, and I guess I did. So, yeah.
Coach, what does that mean? You know, you work with the sprinters, you work with the speed folks, and for her to have her best day, career day on her last day, not at A&M, but at A&M, what did that mean for you?
It obviously, it's very special. Camryn's a dying breed. She's been here for 4 years, right? With the portal and everything, this day and age, you know, things are changing constantly, but Camryn's a 4-year girl here that's progressed and got better every single year. And that's the difference this year, right? Camryn's enjoying it and laughing and having a good time. I think we had one meet where she was way too serious and it showed. So just going out and enjoying the process and just having fun is kind of the name of the game. So, I mean, it was obviously a blessing and a great send-off for us.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go deeper into it, Camryn, but like just kind of rewind it. Why did you pick A&M? And then the follow-up to that, why did you stay at A&M when you're breaking all these records and I'm sure your phone's ringing? And just kind of take me through that journey.
Honestly, I just felt so comfortable here. Like there were so many just resources, obviously, but then on top of that, just the people and the culture and the tradition. Like you see all those people breaking the records and winning and stuff, and you're like, oh, this is what we're about. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to be about that as well. So, I mean, being here, you only just want to get better and be greater just because that's tradition, you know? That's how you're supposed to be. And staying, I mean, there's no other place like here. I can't imagine being anywhere else without my coaches, without my trainers who have helped me so much. I mean, it's amazing. I really couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Like this was made for me. It was handmade for me. And God told me to be here. And I took that very seriously. Yeah.
Kurt, I think it's, we're in a different world of college athletics, right? So there is a lot of movement. I think A&M in general has this character to it that kids don't like to leave, right? But it is the nature of the business. Well, you look at the track and field team, you've had stars stay here. It's kind of like what they do. If they're going anywhere, they're going pro.
That's right. Yeah, no, our retention rate's really good, right? We don't lose a lot of kids because once they come here, I mean, there's nothing like Aggie land here, right? I mean, kids fall in love with the place. And it's hard not to. When you go down on a football field before a football game, you see 102,000+ in the stadium. I mean, on Camryn's visit, she rushed the stadium versus Alabama. Yep. I had to go try to find her in the middle.
Was that the 41-38 Alabama game?
Oh, that game. Oh, that game.
I think that's what sealed us there. So, yeah, I mean, it's amazing. This place is amazing. So kids, once they come here, they learn, and the tradition we have here, and just the consistency with Coach Henry and what he does with their groups, and knowing we're going to be a top 5 team every year, vying for a national title, I think goes a long ways. Yeah.
Am I right? The 200 that you broke belonged to one of the staff members at Texas A&M?
Yes, Coach Liv. Yes.
Tell me more about that. Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. I used to actually watch. I remember vividly watching her run like at SECs and at like national meets because that's kind of when I was getting introduced to like college track and everything. And I just remember her because she was just like had this pretty hair and it was like A&M white jersey. I just remember it all. And so like to come full circle and to meet her just like in high school and then to come to A&M and then she comes and work here and then it's just like all happens just so perfectly to where it's handed off to me. So yeah.
What does both Coach Henry's, right? Kurt here, who's here in studio, and also Coach Pat Henry mean to you in your development?
Oh, they mean everything. They've believed in me from the beginning. I mean, times where I didn't believe it myself, these are all things that they've said I would do or said that I could do or just said if I really put my mind to it, I could do it. And I've really, I don't take that for granted and I don't take that lightly because these are people I've seen like the best of the best and they've really, really worked really hard and poured into me a lot. So it means everything to have someone who's seen so much talent come and go through here, believe that much in me, and for me to actually do it. I mean, they knew I would do it, and I actually did it, and that's everything. Yeah.
Kurt, talk to me a little bit about Jasmine Montgomery as well, another key piece.
Yeah, I mean, Jasmine's actually having a little harder year this year. Trying to find her stride. She didn't have an indoor season, so trying to get her back to where she was last year at this point has been a challenge. But I mean, every week she's getting a little better, so we're excited. Jasmine's right on the cusp of doing something special like Camryn here. So, I mean, Jasmine's an integral part of our group right now. I mean, our 4x1 top 5 in the country right now. And, I mean, she anchors that thing for us, and she brings it home every single time. I mean, from pin relays to everything, you see pictures of Jasmine running across the line, arms out, stretched out, excited. And, you know, that's set up because all 3 of them before her are doing a great job right now. Even Anya Jackson, transferring from Arkansas. I mean, she ran 11.2 this last weekend. She's starting our first leg. And then Aisha Shaheed, our third leg, is doing a great job with it as well. Her brother actually just signed with the Seahawks.
Okay.
Another few years here. So we're excited for all 4 of them. And we think we can run right at that school record if we push the zones a little better here. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Jasmine's done an amazing job for us. So, yeah.
So, Camryn, you have this career day. What's next? I mean, we got the SECs right down. Like, how often in your career, because I think every racer is different, right? But in your career, how you're trending at the end of the season translated to the postseason success?
Yeah, I mean, it really just gives you the confidence that you need to go into this SEC meet. That's what's up next. And, I mean, yeah, you have great competition. You know you're going to line up with some heavy hitters, and you just know that you're just as good and you can even better. And you can get out there and, you know, compete and really score for your team and, you know, score for yourself. But, yeah, it really sets you up because you know that you're in the right spot. You know that what coach has you doing is working out just in your favor. So, yeah, it's a good setup for sure.
Kurt, I've often heard, and it sounds ridiculous to say it out loud, and then you realize how real it is, that sometimes the SECs are harder to win than a national championship.
It's not even a joke.
Can you because when people hear that from afar, like, what are you talking about? But explain the why behind it.
The SECs, it's like football. I mean, the cream comes to the top just because of all the resources, all the tradition and so forth. I mean, people come to the SEC to be pros, right? They want to get that development so they can move to the next level. So when you get 7, 8, 9, 10 teams that are sprint-oriented especially, I mean, we're very sprint-oriented. Across the board, we're good in everything. But then all of a sudden, iron sharpens iron. It starts bringing the best out of everybody, and it's not even a joke. If you qualify for the finals in the SEC, you have a good chance of qualifying for the national meet final a few months or a few weeks later there. So, I mean, it's definitely one of the most challenging, but we know when we go in there that we have just as good a chance as anybody else. So, because we have people running like Camryn here and Jasmine there at a high level. So,
Camryn, you're graduating this week?
I am on Friday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got family all coming in town and all that?
For sure. Yes. We got a whole entourage. So.
Well, it's been awesome to watch you.
Thank
you have a home on TexAgs anytime you want to come. You too, Kurt. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
We'll hit a break. We'll come back with Lefty, Emiley Kennedy, joining us from Japan on Zoom. We'll chit-chat about Aggie softball, talk about her career as well. Right now, when it comes to your money and your peace of mind, it starts with the right team. That team is Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. They're an independent fiduciary serving clients all across Texas. No commissions, no sales pitches, just trusted advice tailored to you. They have a team of 18 professionals, including over 9 CFPs, a CFA, and a CPA, all on staff, and they take their credentials seriously at Paragon Financial. The website, paragon-adv.com, or give them a call, 979-693-3907, to schedule your free consultation today. It is Paragon Financial Advisors, integrity, expertise, and trust. Paragon Financial Advisors.
We're back here on TexAgs Live. We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Got A&M softball starting up here at the bottom of the hour. Looking forward to chit-chatting about that. Kay Nagley in studio. We go to the Buppy's Catering Bartending Hotline. We are joined by Lefty. Emiley Kennedy joining us, the legend joining the program, now playing in Japan. And Lefty, I don't read Japanese too well. Let me make sure I got this correct. Honda Reverta. Am I right? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Well, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. How you been?
I've been good. Thank you for having me.
So I guess let's just talk about it. Talk about your time in Japan. It's, I think, what time is it there right now, by the way?
10:30 at night.
Okay. 10:30 at night. So you're joining us here on the show, morning show here, about to go to bed there. How's your experience been in Japan?
It's been good. It's different. It's definitely different here. Culture's different. Softball world's different. It's just been a good pace change in my life.
Going back to your rookie season in the AUSL with the Bandits, just kind of talk to me about that experience, overall how you went, and then how excited you are for this upcoming season.
I really enjoyed my summer. I think the Bandits was the team I should have been drafted to, and the players and the coaches and the GM were very welcoming, and I enjoyed my summer. Got to learn from some of the greats in the game and was excited to be drafted back and go back this summer.
Emily, what is it like there in Japan? You're thousands of miles away. Like, how do you communicate with your teammates? I'm just curious. Like, I'm sure softball's got its own language, right? Like, you can do a head nod, eye contact. But talk about that, like meeting friends and just all that as you're trying to learn a new culture, a new language, a new time zone. Everything's different.
My team is very accommodating. I have a translator. So myself and my other American teammate, Ali Carta, she's always with us, talks to the coaches. Not very many of the coaches speak English. Thankfully, the players do know quite a few words, just like softball-wise. I also have a tutor, so I'm learning Japanese myself. So that's been challenging, but communicating part it's doable.
Why is that something that you wanted to do? You know, sometimes most people just take the off-season time to relax and, but just why was that something that you wanted to go pursue?
It was something I really talked to like my GM, Jimmy Dalton Hill with the Bandits, and was like, what can I do in the off season to stay in game shape? Because coming off of SEC play, like right into pros, I was coming out of games. So I was game ready and I didn't want to take 6 months off, 8 months off and not be live ready. And I was given the opportunity to come here and I couldn't say no.
Emily, here's a stupid question, and probably my fourth one in a row, but just out of curiosity, where did the nickname Lefty come? I know why the nickname Lefty, but is that a Trisha Ford special, or was that something people have been calling you your whole life?
That's a Trisha Ford special. She created it, and it stuck.
I love it. The AUSL championships are going to come to College Station, and you could be featured. Just what did you think about that news initially when you saw it?
I think it was huge. I was really excited, and I texted some of my teammates and was like, guys, we have to go. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I want to play on my college field again as a Bandit.
Yeah. How much better are you now, you think? Obviously, getting the first year in the pros, going to Japan, like, how much better suited are you in your second year?
I think Japan's really helped. Here you do 5-6 days of softball daily. Like softball is their lifestyle, and that was something I had to get used to. But I think I've been here for almost 2 months now, and I have about a month left of my first season. And I think pitching every single day for that long and learning from them has really helped create my craft.
Have you been able to keep up with Texas A&M softball a bunch this year?
I have. I don't get to watch a lot of games because of the time difference, but I do go back and watch them on Twitter.
Nice. So just your perspective of how this season is going, specifically just talking, pitching staff, they've kind of had this staff approach, just Sydney Lessentine, Sydney Peters getting more reps.
I love it. I think it's about time that everyone goes to a staff, and especially with the SEC and the amount of home runs that are hit this year, like not anyone can go 7 innings. And if you have 4 arms to throw them. And I think the staff's done really well this year, and I hope to see that they succeed throughout the postseason.
Emily, I know the softball team only won 1 of the 3 against Oklahoma, but I just want to go back to when you found out that they ended up winning that game on Friday, because it was such a weird circumstance, right? You got the Thursday game. It gets delayed till Friday. I'm assuming you're sleeping while that was going on, because I think it was at noon, right? Yeah. Here, so it would have been like 1 o'clock in the morning for you. So did you just wake up and see it on Twitter? Kind of take me through that, and what did you think after they won that first one?
I did wake up and I saw it on Twitter and I saw that they came back and won it. And I watched the beginning of the game on, I guess it was Thursday. I watched it before the rain, and I personally think they played a better game than Oklahoma did that game. And I'm glad they came out on top like they should have.
Yeah. Every softball analyst we talk to always talks about how Trisha Ford teams are always gritty. They always fight. From your perspective, being a player under her, why do you think that is?
I think it's just her coaching style. She embeds in our heads that, like, you go for bat for your teammates to your left and right, and you're never out of the ball game. Like, no team is unbeatable, and any given day you can beat anybody. And she teaches that every single day, and it becomes a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. And I hate to bring up a bad thought, but how often do you think about last season's postseason, and how much does it fuel you in your professional career?
I don't really think about it much anymore. I think in the pro season, I think going to the Bandits so quickly was good for just me mentally and just resetting. It is a bittersweet moment the way I see my season. My career has ended, but I'm glad that I'm still playing and able to continue my career.
This team has a handful of seniors, and you just coming off of your senior year. Have you given them kind of any wisdom? I know you're close with Grace Sparks just about this being your last postseason, so you go all out.
I've been really talking to Grace about just like enjoy where your feet are, like live in the moment. Don't make it too big. Don't think too far ahead. Just one day at a time, one pitch at a time, one step at a time, and enjoy every minute you can.
Emily, great luck to you. Hopefully the Aggie softball team continues to dominate. We see them win here in about 13 minutes or so. We'll get you back on the show, and hopefully you'll be here in the summer to win a championship, we hope.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Appreciate you. Emiley Kennedy there on the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline, lefty dominating. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does when she gets back to the U.S. And obviously how she continues there in Japan. But
For sure.
You know what I love is the A&M website. It tells you exactly how far a game is away. So I'm looking at it right now, I'm watching
the countdown.
13 minutes, 21 seconds until they take on Auburn.
I love having sports in the morning. I feel like it's peak. Like this tournament season is so nice. I'm like, we just get to go watch a game in 10 minutes.
And I love how we all get together and watch the game and everybody yells together. What are your thoughts on this Auburn matchup?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That middle of A&M's lineup struggled a little bit in the Oklahoma series. KK DeMint did not have a hit all weekend, and Ariel Kalalewski also went 2 for 9, I think. So I think those are really two players that I'm looking at that hopefully can have a bounce-back performance. Obviously, Maya may not get pitched to, but whatever you do around her, I feel like is going to be a big key.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course.
Appreciate you. We'll hit a break. We'll find out what's popping on TexAgs today. Right now, we're talking Milliken Reserve. They are a farm-to-table community in College Station. They got homes, they got trails, they got farms, they got wide open spaces with a mission to build a healthy community around nature. 2,600 acres of open space. They've got 30 miles of trails and homes. They have an extensive network of trails throughout a wooded landscape, and this includes walking paths, equestrian paths, creeks, ponds, and gathering areas. Great place to just be outdoors and connect with your family, fly a kite, climb a tree, throw the ball, kick the ball, you name it, you can do it there, and you'll see the white-tailed deer, the songbirds, the rabbits, the turtles. And homeowners at Milliken Reserve sharing a legacy of conservation, which means generation after generation, you're going to come back to that pristine countryside place. Check out the website at millikenreserve.com. That website again, millikenreserve.com. I wish I had Olin here for it because he loves energy drinks. Catalyst Citrus Spark. This is one of the new flavors out there. Whether you're grinding through workouts, cramming for a test, or closing in on a deal or getting ready for TexAgs Live, you never know, right? Fast becoming the go-to fuel for Aggies everywhere. Zero sugar. I'm all in for that. Or synthetic sweeteners, no artificial colors or flavors. Catalyst delivers clean, high-performance energy with smooth, crisp taste that is never syrupy, designed for both health and hustle. You want to get going, you use this Catalyst right here. It's about pure energy and pure results. And what sets them apart? Packed with premium nootropics blended to boost focus, clarity, and mental stamina. I need this. I'm in, guys. I'm in. Plus, with plant-based caffeine, vitamin B12, B6, Catalyst supports metabolism and energy production, making it more than a drink. It's your lifestyle training partner. Built for competitors on the field, Catalyst fuels strength, focus, and pure results. Buy now at drinkcatalyst.com. That is drinkcatalyst.com. Train harder, think sharper, pure results. It's Catalyst.
Howdy, Ags. This is Texas A&M quarterback Marcel Reed, and you're listening to TexAgs Live on The Zone, 11:50 a.m. and 93.7 FM.
We're back here on TexAgs Live. Appreciate Marcel's shout out. Those are cool production value. Guys, I may get in trouble for bringing this up, but I'm really waiting for these UFO files to drop. All right, I heard Cash Patel apparently said that the information's been really. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
I want to know.
David, you've been asking every day about these UFOs.
I want it.
I know.
I want to know. I don't know how many people are like me. You guys won't know. Cade will not know. You won't know. But I bet you our listeners, our older listeners. There used to be a show called Art Bell. I forgot the name of it. I shouldn't know this. This should be obvious. But he was on at night. And I'm talking about my whole youth after midnight. I think it was after midnight, maybe 10 p.m. at night. Art Bell on AM radio. Google the name of it, Coast to Coast. Google the name of the show, Art Bell, ARTBEL. He would talk about everything, right? But a lot of times it would be about UFOs. Am I right, Coast to Coast?
Coast to Coast AM.
Yeah, that show was fantastic. Okay, am I making myself a nerd again?
Well, no. I'm looking at the dates. It's 1988 to 2003, so the show was on before I was born.
Yeah. But they played it even after. They would play the best of Art Bell after.
Well, I'm seeing they have it on Apple Podcasts, so you can go back and listen to Coast to Coast.
We should probably at the break Google some of the more crazy alien stories that he had, but Art Bell was fantastic. So waiting for this information, and I don't know. It'll probably be nothing. We're living in a psyop anyway. All right, let's go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center.
Well, if you want some more information, I know you want to know
on
about
UFOs,
but I'm not going to give you information about UFOs. I will, however, give you some information about what's on TexAgs today, because we have so much content coming out on the site. And if you're not a premium subscriber, you totally should be a premium subscriber, because we have so much on the site, like a midweek baseball recap by Richard Zane, Isaiah Horton interview sponsored by 12th Man Foundation, the full B Team show sponsored by SV Animal Hospital, recruiting report from Jason Howell, Aiden Sims interview sponsored by First National Bank, and then later today, we are going to have so much softball coverage. They're kicking off in about 7 minutes in the SEC Championship. We also have a Take 5 with DJ Hicks, a Luchenbach show presented by Bach Realty, men's golf presser, and the B Team show.
Excellent stuff. While you were doing that, I quickly Googled some great Art Bell stories.
Awesome.
1994, Art Bell and his wife Ramona witnessed a large triangular craft while driving through the high desert of Nevada. Described it as a silent black triangle roughly the size of a football field. Good stuff.
Wow, okay.
The famous Area 51 caller, which I think was a fake. I might be wrong. The caller sounded genuinely terrified, claimed that extra dimensional beings had infiltrated the military. I don't think that was true.
Probably fake.
And then, let's see. Travis Walton was one of his guests, a 1975 abduction in Arizona.
Oh.
A Trumbull County UFO, dedicated episodes to 94 to police chasing UFO sightings. So Art Bell on TexAgs. I guarantee you, Chip Howard, everybody who works in this industry knows Art Bell. You don't care.
I mean, I do.
Nobody cares.
No, I do.
I want to know the old people who are texting the show.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what age makes you old.
I think that we should bring back Art Bell if UFOs
He's
are
dead.
real. Oh, well.
I think he was 80 when he was doing the show. He's probably 120 now. Let me class up the joint. Here's, why don't you read Dr. Charlie's text there on the Catalyst Pure Performance Energy text line.
Okay, it says, David, this is Charlie class of 76. I have a comment and a question. I totally agree with John Harris that the football playoff number should be 16 teams. Number one plays 16, number 2 plays 15, and so on and so forth, and the higher ranked team hosts. So that's his comment. My question is Kurt Henry related to Coach Pat Henry? Thank you.
Yeah, I believe it's his nephew, if I remember that correctly. So not Pat is not Kurt's nephew, for the record.
The other way
believe
around.
Kurt is Pat's nephew, if I remember the lineage correctly. He's awesome, by the way. I love talking to him.
Yeah.
He can come back to the studio anytime. So this is what we got for hour number 3. We've got Jason Howell. He wants to talk about Cinco de Mayo. Of course he does.
Of course he does.
I'm guessing he had 2 or 3 margaritas. That's my guess.
Would you put the over 2.5 or under 2.5?
I put the over.
Over?
Yeah. Not that there's any. I'm not judging. Okay, not judging. Gerrod Chadwell. Nice. Don't know if he had a margarita. May ask. That might be my thing the whole hour. I'm just asking people. Did you have a margarita yesterday?
Cinco de Mayo hour.
And yeah, on the 6th.
Yeah.
And Kendall Rogers of D1Baseball. Probably will ask him too. He's probably too busy calling college baseball coaches around the country.
He probably is. Yeah.
But maybe he could do both at the same time. We'll do that. And then, in case you missed it, with Kaylee and Sydney, I believe both will be in studio this week, so we'll chit-chat with them to close out the program. You are listening to the world-famous coast-to-coast version, The Art Bell Show on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.
And we're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. It's time now for Recruiting Country, presented by American Momentum Bank. American Momentum Bank is the only privately owned bank headquartered in Bryan College Station. They're committed to helping our community prosper by offering you a wide array of personal and business banking solutions specifically designed to help build financial success with confidence and momentum on your side. And we go to the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Jason Howell joining us. What up, buddy?
Oh, same old, same old. Just chasing these kids around, watching A&M put together a spectacular 2027 recruiting class. And I heard you guys talking a little Cinco de Mayo yesterday, and celebrated in style. Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
So had some family time, a few margaritas, and
How many margaritas is a few margaritas? Are we talking 3 or are we talking 9?
Oh, I mean, it was probably more like 10. I'm joking. No, three's the number, man. That's a good solid number over the course of an evening. You know, we're not slamming them down. We're not having tequila shots, but yeah, no, it's a good. Got to do some family time and hang out.
Something tells me you've done a tequila shot in the last year, though.
Oh yeah, I've done a tequila shot. It's not a regular occurrence by any means, but yeah, I have some bad influences around me every now and then, and but I tend to. I'm not a tequila shot kind of guy.
Okay,
that's not. I'm not a shot guy, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. Believe it or not.
Yeah. I can't believe that. I'm gonna need evidence to the contrary there.
So last thing on Cinco de Mayo, did you go to a restaurant or was this a home party?
We did go to a restaurant, but we had the margaritas and most of that at the house with some company. So
gotcha. Okay.
Got the godson over to the house. Little family time there with him and his family, and good times.
Good times. Well, Jason, it's been really good times for that A&M football team, and their recruiting profile right now, they're just not only are they on a heater, it feels like it can continue for a while.
Yeah. Look for things to continue through the months of June and July, and this A&M class that is number 1 in the country, and with the most 5-star commits already, and trending for several more. It's really, it's shaping up to be one of the top classes we've seen in a while around College Station, and one of the best that we've seen in all of college football over the last few years. So this is Mike Elko's got some things brewing, and those guys are really putting in some work over there, laying the groundwork, and setting things up for a busy few months this summer.
All right, Jason, you guys are going to be busy. The TexAgs recruiting team, Lancaster, Texas, is the place, right now.
Yeah, well, that is where I was on Monday, and I stopped through. One of the big top prospects on A&M's board is James Foster, big safety in the 2028 class, 6'2", 195 pounds. Is a rangy defensive back. He can play all over the field. He's got a versatile skill set, but as a safety back there, he just brings that range and physicality that you look for as right there at the top of the defense. But 13, 8'5" in the 110-meter hurdles, and he just came back from track season. Monday was his first practice. And it was funny, as I was getting ready to go out there, I was looking at his Twitter feed, and just Monday alone, he had picked up Arkansas, Oregon, and Washington before I got out there. And then LSU offered after practice. They were out there watching, as well as Auburn. So, but A&M has definitely made him a priority in that 28 class, and he's a name that you're going to be hearing about for a while. But Lancaster has always got some athletes, and they had no shortage beyond Mr. Foster. There's a big kid, Kajime Kajime Ross, 6'2", 190-pound receiver. He's picked up several offers over the last couple of years, but look for his recruitment to take a jump. He attended camp last year in College Station, so he's on A&M's radar. Holman Wiggins has worked with him, and he's a guy that I think with a big spring and summer and some really strong tape, I look for him to see his recruitment take a jump to the next level. But he's really shaped himself up, looks really good. And, they've got a couple other guys, Justin Jenkins in that 28 class, 6'5", 280-pound offensive tackle. That's a guy to watch. He's just starting to roll in those offers and get on radars. But we got some video of him tweeted out and everything, and he's a big mover, man. He's going to be a guy that I could see opening some eyes this spring. And then there's a 29. They got a freshman, Bobby Wilson, just clocked a 10-400 meters. So they've got some dudes out there, and they're going to be something to watch this year out there on the south side of Dallas.
You mentioned 29s. Is it going to be weird to start talking about 30s here soon? Because that's just saying it out loud, right?
Yeah. And there have been offers in that 2030 class already. I'll be honest, I don't like to get to them too young because I do think there is something to be said about some of these guys. We see it with football being such a physical sport, and some of these guys' growth tracks, it just doesn't continue in some cases, and but yeah, man, these guys, oh my goodness, it is it's just around the corner, and it is I mean, I think my first year covering recruiting was 2003, so that's definitely a visible reminder of just how ancient I am in this business.
Well, we both are, because we've been in the industry just about the same amount of time, so thanks for making me feel older than I am, and I think I'm older than you anyway, so that made me feel real old. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that.
Of course, anytime.
So we're going to be able to figure out some recruiting questions here, right? Like, there's some questions to be answered here. What are some of those questions we may be able to answer here in short order?
Well, I think you're going to start to see some of those tight ends, figure some things out. And I know Coach Derek Shea's been putting in a lot of work. They've had a lot of guys in through the spring, and you're going to see a lot of those guys return for official visits. Holden Naomi, Jordan Carhoff, Christian Hanshaw, a few guys to keep an eye on there. But A&M doesn't have a tight end in the class, and they've shown that, hey, we're going to use the tight end, and we're going to develop you, and you got a really good chance to get drafted if you put in the work. And I think that's what makes A&M such an attractive place with the offense and the development and everything. And then but yeah, they've got a few things. They've been able to kind of pour over the tape, and I think we'll start to see those guys figure some things out over the next couple months. And I know running back is probably the biggest question. I think I addressed it in the long form yesterday. It's just kind of like, hey, you can have questions about who they're going to target and what's going to happen, but it's hard not to trust what Trooper Taylor's done there at that position and how he's recruited it, even when things looked murky at times. He's one of the best out there, one of the best, regardless of what position he's recruiting. He's developed those relationships and is noted over his career. He's been doing this longer than me and you, David. So he's been at this game for a while and has always been a valued recruiter wherever he's been. So he's Landon Williams-Callis is the guy at the top of the board. LSU, SMU just took a visit out there, and there's no shortage of competition there. He's a 5-star prospect, and he's going to have everybody on him. But I think you'll see some of those position needs and questions be answered. We'll see how many 5-stars A&M's able to get. Able to get in the fold, and like I said, they already have 5 guys that are considered a 5-star by one ranking service or another, and they're in contention for several more. Mark Matthews, Ismail Kamara, Albert Simeon, Eric McFarland, Caden Henderson, John Meredith. I mean, we could be here all day with me just listing the 5-stars and the top 100 type prospects that A&M's in on. It's shaping up to be a pretty special time. And if you're not following A&M recruiting, now's a good time to jump on board.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been hit after hit. So let's go back to Landon Williams-Cowles for a moment. Where do you think the Ags sit there?
I mean, they've been up there towards the top of his list. I know when LSU came in and offered, that was one that immediately got a lot of attention. But right there in Houston, he's been a priority for Coach Taylor for a while. A&M's been recruiting him since he was a freshman, and the Aggies, man, they're right up there towards the top. So I'm not saying they're the leader or the favorite, but they are definitely, when you're talking about the real contenders for his recruitment, A&M is one of them, if not the at the very tip top. So they are very strong contenders there. But again, you're talking about a lot of competition.
What are some of the new intriguing offers going out?
So most of it's been in the 28 class, but last week you did see a few 27s offered, including a couple of defensive backs, and I think you're going to see some of those guys start to take some visits and figure some things out. Big cornerback out of West Boca Raton, Florida. Is definitely one to keep an eye on. I'm going to butcher his name. I just know it. But he's a Canadian. He played in Tennessee last year. Loya Valade. I'm pretty sure I really messed that up. But he's got a few official visits already locked in. We'll have a report from him. But Miami and Florida OVs are locked in. He's talking A&M pretty heavily now. Look for him to get on campus before too long as well. And we'll see how things work out there with the Aggies. But there is a lot of interest on both sides there. So that's one to keep an eye on. And then, but one of my favorites is this 28 offensive tackle out of Midlothian, Wyatt Wagner, who's really popped off in the last few weeks. 6'8", 270 pounds, lean. As coaches have stopped through, they've seen him in person. They get a good look at him. They pull up the tape. His he's really good at space. He's got a big frame, long arms, and he's seen offers pop in from Stanford, Houston, Baylor, Texas Tech, Texas, Florida, Oregon, just in the last month or so. Wyatt Wagner, 6'8", 270-pound tackle out of Midlothian Heritage. Put him on your radars. I got a feeling we'll be hearing a lot about that young man over the next few weeks and months.
Jason, let's talk about DBU, because A&M recently has become a place where they know how to recruit some DBs. Give us some update on the defensive back recruiting.
Yeah, so you already have Raylan Henry there, 5-star, and a couple standout safeties with the 5-star rating as well. Kamari Dorsey and Jaquan Snell and Hakeem Frampton right in there, who just wrapped up a strong track season as well. Very versatile guy on the back end. But yeah, like I mentioned, they're still looking for a few guys, and you got a couple more 5-star cornerbacks taking a hard look at A&M. John Meredith and Joshua Dobson. We're watching both of those races very closely still. And yeah, John Meredith has been kind of the guy that had been, it seemed like he might be the next addition there in the defensive backfield. And now Texas has really come on strong and seems to not only close the gap, maybe pulled ahead slightly, but that's a race that I'm not giving up on just yet. A&M is still in there. He's shuffling up some visits, and I look for that to look for A&M to be a factor there as well. Josh Dobson, he's been on A&M's radar from the very beginning as well. And you're talking about two of the nation's best. A&M has had him on campus. He's visited numerous times and really enjoys Coach BGA and Elko and that staff. A&M's got some stiff competition for both of those guys, with Dobson looking more at LSU and South Carolina, but. Both of those guys, I don't see both of them ending up in the class. I just don't know how feasible that's going to be. But I think there's a strong chance that one of them comes to College Station for their college days, and we'll see what happens as that plays out. I could see. It's going to be a knockdown drag out for both of those. LSU recently went in home for Dobson, and there's a lot of strong LSU momentum. But we'll see how that all plays out over the next month or so. He's planning to take his OVs and all that stuff before making his decision, and Meredith does as well. So we'll see how all that works. I think Meredith is moving his visits up, so we may see what he does a little bit before Dobson there.
That is Jason Howell here on TexAgs Live. Jason, we appreciate you. We'll catch up with double segments next week, buddy.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much. Jason Howell on the Puppies Catering and Bartending Hotline. Coming up, we'll have Gerrod Chadwell in studio, chit-chat with him about the postseason for A&M women's golf. We'll do that. And after that, Kendall Rogers will talk some Aggie baseball. We're going to talk about agricultural families that understand something that city folks often miss. Life moves in seasons, and each one matters. Farm and Ranch Films is the newest offering from Heritage Films. They help you bottle those moments before they're gone. So imagine your grandchildren seeing not just what your operation looked like, but understanding the principles that your operation was built on. Chance McClain and his team don't just do interviews. They do these awesome cinematic legacies, Netflix quality production, from the daily routines to once-in-a-lifetime opportunities and moments that capture what makes your agricultural story so unique. Check out the website, yourheritagefilm.com, to learn more about telling your family ranch story, but you can tell your family business story. You can tell your grandfather's story. You can just tell your family story. The phone number is 713-893-8341, 713-893-8341. It is Heritage Films. All right, we're back here on TexAgs Live. Our good buddy Gerrod Chadwell in studio to talk about A&M women's golf. The postseason begins in Waco Regional, but I'm not going to start there because we're buds. We just talk about random stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about WGN.
What was okay? Our listeners are smart. We've done Art Bell. He didn't know what I was talking about. Bozo the Clown used to do a hit on a game show on WGN when we were kids.
In the morning.
What was the name of that game show? It was on WGN.
Please.
I'm sure some old person is listening.
It was the ball in the bucket type game, whatever it was. It was, man. I thought it was a weekday. It might have been a weekend show, but it was Bozo
I think it was
the Clown.
weekdays in the morning.
It was Bozo the Clown.
Yeah, Bozo. Shout out to Bozo. Good guy. If he showed up at my door, I'd probably run.
So was Harry Carey. So was Jordan. Everybody we talked about on WGN.
Everyone. What'd you do for Cinco de Mayo?
What did we do for Cinco de Mayo? Well, yesterday was the last day for our nutrition center to be open, so we had a little flair in there, and then last night we had chicken fajitas.
Okay. No margaritas?
No. Man, I probably would get through.
You said it.
This time of year, I'd get through half of one of them and I'd be out. And
Yeah.
I had to stay up because the Thunder played last night, so big Thunder fan.
Oh,
So,
you're a big Thunder fan.
yeah, and watching the baseball game. So
okay, I got to ask, how did you become a Thunder fan?
grew up in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So when I grew up, and there was no professional. We had the Oklahoma City 89ers. And
Yeah.
There was no professional sports team. That's why Oklahoma football, I think, was so big.
That's right. You sent me some places to go eat when we were
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So you, like me, had WGN because you had
It was
WGN.
WGN or TBS.
Yeah.
And so I grew up loving Ryan Sandberg.
Yep.
And then once the Cubs weren't really cool and they had their struggle, then the Tomahawk Chop was great for TBS. So I became a Braves fan.
I believe I was in 7th or 8th grade. She might be able to fact check me. I remember we were on vacation in Destin, Florida as a kid, the day that Wrigley Field turned on the lights.
Turned on the lights. It was
Remember
all day
that?
games. So growing up, like it was the summer I got to watch games, but during school, like there was no, because you're right, they're all day games.
So we should probably talk about why you're here.
I love talking about.
You talk about anything.
I do. Talking about Trish and them up 3-1 right now, I think is what it was.
So Hayden Schott and I talked about doing a superhero podcast. I might have to do a different one with you. We might just have to talk about life.
Man, let's do it.
So
Love it.
number 1 seed headed to Waco.
Yeah.
I think we kind of envisioned, I envisioned this. I think you weren't surprised by it.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. It was just kind of really a matter of hopefully where we were going to get sent. You never know when it comes to committees, and USC being the 2 seed didn't know. They're going to have to get on an airplane, so I didn't know if they would get sent to Ann Arbor or where they would get sent, so that would probably be determine where we were. But normally they like to let, if a 1 seed can drive, they can. So I was thankful for that. It was great to have a moment reflective what everybody involved in this program has accomplished in 5 years. I think we've been a number 1 seed twice. That's just wild to think of. Think of what that looks like in other sports. It's pretty special for what the young ladies have accomplished.
So I wouldn't call it a home course, but it's like, I feel like your life doesn't get disrupted, right? You've played there, you know the area, you know the restaurants.
And a lot of our people are going to drive back and forth, so that tells you just kind of really how close it is. So it couldn't get more home other than if it was in Bryan, Texas, which the men have a regional in a couple weeks. So, you're thankful for the locale, you're thankful for just the time zone, you're thankful for all that stuff, familiarity. And at the end of the day, you still got to go play good golf because the scoreboard's 0-0 now. A 1 seed means nothing now. Everybody over there is the same seed. You just got to go get one of the top 5 spots out of 12 after 3 days.
And what do you think about the field that's there? USC is a pretty good program, right?
Yeah, well, USC's in Ann Arbor. I think our 2 seed is Oregon, which, Oregon has had a good year. They have on their team the number 1 player in the world, and she's had other opportunities to play in some events. So I don't think a 2 seed might be indicative to really how good they are if she plays in the lineup for them. But I love my bunch. I love the fact that we've been over there, and they'll do just fine. But it's you can beat yourself up by going around, and I think LSU's a 6 seed, and they just haven't had a good year. But you see what they could be,
right?
But I also see what we are, and we haven't played our best golf yet. And to say that we're a 1 seed and really, really haven't seen that, it's exciting.
I think we've talked about this before at different parts of the season, but considering you're a 1 seed,
yes,
and you haven't played your best golf yet, considering you've won 5 tournaments and you haven't played your best golf, there's a part of you that says, well, when is that best golf coming?
Yep.
And the other part is, our pretty good is elite.
It is, and the exciting part of that is I still in some ways think that we're young. For Vanessa, this is just her 2nd year You have two freshmen in the lineup who really aren't freshmen anymore with Bryn and Nat. They've played a lot of golf for us.
Yeah.
But it's the most exciting part of the year, and you're really just helping them manage everything. Natalie right now is at a U.S. Open qualifier. You've got finals, you got graduation, you got all this stuff coming to a head, and it's our important time of the year. So you're really just trying to help them manage their rest, manage their stress, so that we're fresh when we get on the road come Saturday.
Speaking of Vanessa, I saw an email, the Annika Award postseason watch list, ranked number 11 in the country. What have you seen from her as this season has unfolded?
And just another step better. You know, it's interesting when you talk about player development, and you know, you could say Vanessa's room for growth is maybe minimal in comparing to one of our younger players, but the fact that I think she has gotten better this year. Both on and off the golf course. I think there's room still to get better. But I think she's getting all the experiences of coming down last few holes with the lead and, you know, kind of being that person that everybody's looking to. We had a meeting last week and everybody said, you know, in this room, who do you think works the hardest? And it was V. So
when that's one of your top players.
Your top players.
Yeah.
So and V has her own struggles, but you know, the fact that we still have the opportunity to watch her grow for the next couple of years is amazing. And yesterday she barely missed qualifying for the U.S. Open. She finished in second, and they only took one spot. So she's going to have her name on a lot of walls in our building.
Speaking of really good players with some space on the walls, Kata, big game player. When it comes to this time of year, she lights it up.
Yeah, we were talking about Jordan, right? Like it's this time of the year, she's at her best. And a really cool thing, her and Vanessa were named to the Arnold Palmer Cup team, which is a massive accomplishment for both men and women collegiate players. I think Wheaton got that honor on the men's side. So you're talking about the 11 best players in the country for U.S. international. So that was a first for Kata, and to be able to see her light up for that, because there's a lot of things that she has already done. But yeah, it's funny. The calendar turns, and there she is in March and April and May, ready to go. So I'm thankful she's on my team.
So I want you to expand on something you said at the watch party the other day. It truly hasn't gotten hard yet.
Right.
What does that mean? Because I mean, obviously, when you play against SEC programs, it's hard, but like, the pressure starts to get a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to my youth minister for a while this morning just about life and everything, and we're talking about this. Like the regular season, you just know there's another week, and everything kind of comes down to the end. And to call yourself an SEC champion around here is a big deal. But there's still life after that. But it kind of got hard at SEC championship because you had to qualify for match play to even probably really people know that you were there. If you don't make match play, is like, well, were you really there? Now your season kind of comes down to this week, and after that was, like you said, I mean, winning 5 tournaments is great. You're using that experience to go play your best this time of year, but say you don't play well at regionals, is like, people don't really remember that. And it's just the sheer being honest about what we do. But I think that's what gets hard.
Yeah.
And that any week anything can happen, and you going into match play, winning a match is hard, and trying to win 3 out of 5 is really hard. So that's why I say that it really hasn't gotten hard yet. I mean, there's things that we do hard, but it just kind of comes to an end, and that's when the cream kind of rises to the top.
We probably won't truly know until after the season, but how much do you think those players that were here last year have learned from last year?
Oh my goodness. I talked about that in the conversation too. You lose Adela, who is kind of like your best player, that was kind of an eraser. She's always going to shoot under par. And then the way that group came together after she left was special. Because I didn't, we still had the bones of what's good, but we had a lot of people that hadn't played with Lauren, and Kennedy got a lot of reps last year, but you had Mia, that going into something really hard in Lubbock, the wind's blowing and you have all this stuff going on. Like, it's really hard to punch your ticket out of that place. And for them to get down to the last hole and really have an opportunity, I thought they did a great job to get to that point. But that was it. Like, we drove 7 hours home and the season was over. So yeah, it's hard. So it's just the brutal finality of it. basketball, baseball, that's all the same way, right?
Yeah.
You can have a great year, but you get upset in regional and it's over.
So what's the game plan? When do you guys head out? What's the?
We drive over Saturday. The nice thing is we can do everything here really from a prep standpoint. Natalie's our last one to place U.S. Open qualifier. She will get back tomorrow. So you kind of get everybody back in together and then we take off. So there's no rush to get over there because we'll do a little light practice on Saturday, practice around Sunday, and you have 18 holes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they'll determine the low 5 after that. And then Nationals would be a week later.
Okay. Well, good luck to you. Come back. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Did we get a response for Bozo the Clown?
Oh, did we get a response?
Let's see.
Come on, people.
Well, I have
Suspense is killing me.
Wrigley Field. The lights turn on August 8th, 1988.
Okay, so I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was
Let's
close.
see. Some texts. We got
Nothing about Bozo?
text in Spanish, but
If
nothing
people aren't texting about Bozo, I'm out. If you're texting about football,
the grand prize game,
that might be it.
That sounds right.
That might be it. Did you Google it?
Somebody texted in pictures of Bozo the Clown, but
Good looking dude.
yeah,
I mean,
I guess so.
It's kind of a bad version of Ronald McDonald, but
like now that you think about it, a little psycho too.
I might have had some bad dreams about Bozo the Clown.
Thank you, G. Appreciate you. We'll hit a break. We'll come back with Kendall Rogers at TexAgs Live.
We're back here on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. A spirited break as Gerrod Chadwell, Brandon Collins, and I were discussing Jordan and LeBron because it comes up every single day when you work at TexAgs. I'm sorry, we're not bringing it on the air. Let's go to the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. We are joined by our good buddy, Kendall Rogers of D1Baseball. Kendall, good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is there really somebody who thinks LeBron's better than Jordan?
There's like 6 people. I mean, not many people above the age of 34, but yeah, there's some people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Team Jordan. We don't have to get in that debate, but that's where I'm at.
Okay. Are you Team Shohei or Barry Bonds? Who's the greatest baseball player in Major League?
Ooh, of all time?
Yeah, we can say Babe. Say Jose Canseco. I don't mind.
Jose Canseco. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll go Ohtani for now.
Okay.
That's a loaded question. Of all time, I got to think about that one.
Yeah. Here's an easier one, and I don't know. Maybe it's not easier. Did you come away with more questions about A&M or more answers about Auburn after this past weekend?
Yeah, I think it was really more answers about Auburn. I kind of wrote this going into the weekend, but I wasn't real sure what to expect from Auburn against an elite team. And, man, I came away really impressed with them. I thought that 1 through 9, their offensive lineup, granted, they kind of beat up on A&M's bullpen in that first game after it was obvious that game was over. Mike kind of threw, some of the bottom arms. But, I mean, they lit up Sadeo really well. They showed length offensively. They showed power offensively. They had guys in the, 8 and 9 hole that had good weekends. And so I came away more impressed with Auburn's offense, their weekend rotation. Jackson Sanders out of the bullpen was really good, more so than I did, oh, man, I'm really worried about A&M. I actually thought the fact that A&M was at, 3 inches away of a Chris Acopian hit down the line away from winning that series was pretty impressive considering, Acopian kind of was running around the bases like me out there because he's hurt. And, you lose Nico Partita for the weekend after, a few innings. So I actually thought for the it's an okay weekend for A&M considering.
All right, let's talk about the national seed for A&M. With 2 series left, what do you think they have to do to get into that top 8? What can they not do? Obviously, they can't get swept. That would be horrible. But just what do you think? What are the scenarios out there for A&M?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is one, they probably need to split the 2 series and probably not just go, 1 game and done in Hoover. I think if you win both, you're obviously a lock. But I mean, more so than what A&M does, it's kind of like, what do other teams do? For instance, Mississippi State is a 10 seed. A&M plays Mississippi State in a couple weeks. So, if you lose the Ole Miss series, you take the series from Mississippi State. A&M would be ahead of Mississippi State in the pecking order. I do think there is a drop-off from A&M and Coastal Carolina and Mississippi State to these other teams. Like Alabama, we have as 11 seed. Florida is a 12 seed. Like, those are teams to me that are just behind all these other clubs. So I think if you're an A&M fan, you obviously want the Aggies to split these final 2 weekends, if not win both. You win both, you're a slam dunk top 8. But, you look at Mississippi State and Coastal, the 9 and 10, and I would keep an eye on what Coastal does. If you're an A&M fan, you really want Coastal to kind of stumble a little bit here down the stretch. If that happens and you win the Mississippi State series, but lose the Ole Miss series, I feel really good about where A&M's at because I just don't see Alabama or Florida right now getting the edge over an A&M team that at that point would have a pretty sizable edge in the SEC standings.
Kendall, I know it's been asked before, how sustainable is this product if your Friday night pitcher is struggling? And there's been some Friday night issues. But we're towards the end of the season. It has been sustainable. So when we think about the Friday night, like, what do you think happens? Well, how do you think they move forward from what we just saw this past weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it yesterday. If I was Mike Early, what I would do is I would move the 2 guys up in the rotation, and I would start Ethan Darden on Sundays. Here's the thing about Darden. I don't think he's, I don't think he's going to be this perfect elixir. He's going to go out there and, allow 2 runs in 6 innings every single time he pitches on a Sunday. But what it is it's a guy whose stuff has clearly upticked this year. He's much improved. He's a guy that has 20 plus starts in his college career. People forget that. I mean, he was primarily a starting pitcher at Clemson. So you get a guy like him, if he can give you 4 innings, you can turn the game over to Sadeo, Lyons, fresh corn, et cetera. Like all of a sudden you feel really good about where that team is on a Sunday. So that's what I would do. I'd move him up, put Darden as a starter, as the opener. If he doesn't work out, then you turn things over to Sadeo and go from there. Maybe it's one of the situations where Sadeo's stuff, especially with his mentality, such a hard-nosed, tough kid, maybe just coming out of the bullpen is kind of more his thing.
Kendall, what about Gavin and the season he's put together? And it just seems like this hot streak is this is just who he is.
It really is. I was kind of breaking down his strikeout numbers yesterday, and he's on track to have about 30 less strikeouts than he did last year or during his freshman year. I mean, if you think back to that year, I think he almost had triple-digit strikeouts. This year he's on track about 30 to 35 less than that. I'm just seeing a lot more plate discipline. He seems very dialed in, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think anything he's doing offensively surprises me. I will say this. I think what he's doing at first base surprises me, considering, he was a third baseman, moved over to third base. He's making good stabs out of the dirt. He's showing a lot of athleticism over there. To me, he looks like an elite first baseman. So I'm actually kind of curious, moving on the next level, if he decides to kind of stick over there, because he looks really good doing it.
Talking to Kendall Rogers here on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. All right, let's talk about Ole Miss. What kind of challenges do they provide, and what does A&M need to do in this particular series? I think Friday nights are very important, as we just talked about.
There's no doubt. I think Ole Miss is very streaky. I think A&M is kind of what you see is what you get. I think Ole Miss is kind of what you're kind of willing to give me is what you're going to get. I think if you walk guys, put people on base, especially at home and at Swayze, they can get after you a little bit. But I mean, honestly, if you go dig into their offensive numbers in conference play, outside of, Hayden Federico, Will Furness, who's certainly a big bopper there for the Rebs, and then Judd Utermark, it's, Austin Foley, power potential, but he's hitting 230 in the SEC. Braden Randall, hitting 214 in the SEC. Dom Decker, Tristan Becerra, Becerra, again, another power guy who can hurt you power-wise, but he's hitting 206 in the SEC. So I think what that tells me is that if you're A&M, just do not give up free passes, and I do think A&M is the better team, but Ole Miss certainly has a solid 1-2 punch there with, Hunter Elliott and, Cade Townsend, who's one of my favorite pitchers in the league. I love his changeup, his slider, he's up to 97 with his fastball. A&M has to keep him from kind of getting in his zone too, because once he gets in his zone, I think it was against Florida in Gainesville a few weeks ago. I think he went 6 or 7, and I think he might have allowed 2 hits. So he's one of those guys that can definitely dial in if you give him an opportunity.
Kendall, we appreciate it, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it, man. Be good. Thank you.
Thank you. Kendall Rogers there on the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. We'll hit a break. We'll come back and find out what we missed here on TexAgs. Right now, Ground Shuttle, they offer frequent and reliable shuttles from Bryan College Station to George Bush Intercontinental Airport. You can commute in style and luxury with reclining seats, power outlets, catch up on work emails. You can take a nap. You can read a book. I can't read while I'm driving. It just doesn't work for me. But you can do all the other stuff. You can play video games. You can just relax and not worry about the traffic that you're going to get in Houston or that parking disaster that is at Bush. Let them take you 9 shuttle times during the weekdays, every hour and a half, and 5 shuttle times on the weekends, every 2.5 hours. If you're a business traveler, they can take you where you're going. It'll be super simple. If you're a student trying to get back home, they will take great care of you. It is Ground Shuttle. You can book any vehicle in their fleet for their charter services anywhere in Texas with door-to-door services. Their shuttle service seats up to 14 passengers. Learn more at groundshuttle.com. That is groundshuttle.com, or give them a call, 855-303-4415. It is Ground Shuttle. Let them do the driving.
And we're back. In case you missed it, Kaylee and Sydney. Let's get it poppin', NGS. What do we have today?
Well, happy late Cinco de Mayo.
Did you celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
I did. Yeah. It was really fun. And
Did you?
together. We celebrated together.
Oh, okay.
It was really fun. You know who also celebrated together? Ruben Owens and Marcel Reed. They posted. This is an AI photo, by the way, but I thought it was hilarious.
This is great.
Because they're wearing sombreros.
I did not know this one, so I didn't see this
Okay,
one.
yeah, I just had to share because I think it's hilarious.
That is
why are
great.
they wearing sombreros? But
And
anyway.
then speaking of Marcel, our main topic today is Lane Kiffin posted this photo with Marcel last Thursday with no caption. Look,
just randomly posted it last Thursday.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, random. Obviously, it's super old. Marcel looks really young.
Yeah, he looks baby.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was committed to Ole Miss before he flipped.
But why did he post that last Thursday?
Just random.
Yeah, but most of the comments were, or a lot of the comments were saying Marcel owns your program and this is the proud owner of LSU football.
I don't know why he does that. I mean, there's a part of it, there's a charm to it, and there's a part that's like just disgusting.
He's just trying to be a troll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's weird.
He's not trying. He is a troll. He is a troll.
And then one more thing we didn't
Okay.
get to last week. Kate's about to show this. This is what Diego Pavia posted on his Instagram story right after the draft was over.
I like that.
He did, I mean, we blocked out the first word.
Oh,
it was a bad word.
Yes. I'm sure you could
F the NFL.
Oh. Flip the NFL. Well, I mean, that's not nice.
Yeah, and he added the NFL. Like, that's so rude. And this was right.
I don't think that's going to help him get on a team.
Yeah, it was right after he went undrafted. So.
And then now he's signed with the Ravens.
Yeah, he could get cut because I don't think there was a lot of money included there. But I say, go get it, Diego. Go prove the doubters wrong. Maybe not curse out the league that's trying to employ you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, maybe that's part of the reason you didn't get drafted. Not the only reason, but part of the reason.
Exactly. No, Twitter was also clowning him. They were, excuse me.
Yes.
They were posting pictures of him like in an AI McDonald's outfit, like he was going to be working at McDonald's, or like his last name was going to be on a car dealership.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. By the way, in case you guys missed it, apparently you did at the break. Kash Patel's about to deliver the UFO files, and you said you didn't know anything about the UFOs.
Nope,
No
haven't heard of
clue.
it.
I might be the only talk show host in a sports radio capacity talking about UFOs. I want to know.
I feel like that seems like something you would be interested in.
Yeah,
We just went through my algorithm. It was college football,
clean
health.
eating and aliens.
Yeah, love aliens. They're great. Anyway, thank you. That was fantastic. Well, that's going to do it for TexAgs Live here on a Wednesday. Tomorrow on the show, I think we might have a surprise guest from the Astros. Working on that. We'll have the fan show guys. Sorry about that. Stephen McGee and Pablo Escobar. We will see you then.